And that is right, people. I am the reigning, defending, undisputed podcast predictions champion. I am excellence himself. I am Ricky Goldman. This right here is, with help from my tribal chief, the reigning Rock podcast. So do like and subscribe. Get me to the next milestone of 390. And I bring in not one, not two, but three guests. That is right, a fatal four-way of guests tonight. So let me bring in the money man himself. He is 1/3 of Smart Money. He is Marcus.
Ching ching, bling bling. There's always money over here. Go Phils.
That is right. For those of you that are, I'm guessing this, I'm guessing that's baseball. For you that are baseball fans, go Phils. My second guest tonight, well, the second person helping me out tonight is the man with the voice, the man with the power in his voice. You know him. You saw him last week. You've seen him again today. He's graced with our presence. He is Sam.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
And how are you today, Sam?
Oh, not too bad, brother. Not too bad.
And Sam brings with him a fourth and final person to fill out this fatal four-way. Just like the four members of the Four Horsemen saw at Bad Blood, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, I bring in the man they call Caleb.
What's going on? It's good to be here.
And how are you today, Caleb?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
I'm okay. And acknowledge me and your tribal chief, gracing with our presence, Roman Reigns, that we'll get to later on here. But you're new here, Caleb, so take a couple of minutes to tell you already know we're spoken post-production here, but for those that don't know, tell the people how long you've been watching wrestling, how did you get into wrestling, who's your favorite wrestler, and any more information you want to add.
So I've been a wrestling fan since 2011, and I was in the second grade, and my buddy comes up to me one day and he goes, "So there's this show I like. It's called WWE. It comes on every Monday on." USA, and then I believe SmackDown was on Sci-Fi at the time. And he said, SmackDown comes on every Friday on Sci-Fi, and you should check this out. So one day I tuned in, and I've been in love with it ever since. The first rivalry I remember was John Cena and Kane, and John Cena and The Rock, and I've just been hooked on it ever since. John Cena is my favorite all time, and CM Punk is my current favorite.
Oh, you cut out there. So, sorry, say that again, Caleb. You cut out there.
Oh, I said that John Cena is my all-time favorite, and then CM Punk is my current favorite.
Marcus, which way am I pointing? That way. Let's do it. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. I never get this right. That way. I think I've got that right. That way, I'll do that. Doesn't necessarily like CM Punk. He likes to call him by his real name, Phil Brooks, but it is what it is. So you live in Indiana? Have I got that correct?
Yes, sir. The same state as Sam.
And you're a radio DJ and something else. I forgot the something else.
Yeah, I'm a radio DJ.
I'll take care.
Yeah, there you go. You do it. But I'm a radio DJ and a board operator for the basketball games, and I do podcasts on the side. I need to get back into it. It's been a couple years since I've done my own.
So you're a big basketball fan, I'm guessing. Again, if it's not wrestling, I don't know. I know of basketball. I know of Michael Jordan and
I
Magic
like
Johnson
basketball,
and
yeah.
people like that, and Kobe Bryant. I know obviously the big names, but outside of that, nothing. So
I like basketball. I also enjoy UFC. Currently, though, I'm watching the NASCAR race that's on TV. I get really into that as well.
I suppose we all can't be like me and just wrestling, and more wrestling.
Absolutely not.
Anyway, everybody do pour yourself a drink. I have got myself a drink for tonight. Do like and subscribe, and we will get into segment number 1 here, which is, and it will be over to Marcus to announce this after I play this very short video. So video number 1 is right here. Somewhere, there it is.
At the table.
That is right. Great introduction. So just a quick 2-minute chat. What we've been up to in the last week for you, Caleb. We'll go over the last couple of weeks. Marcus really knows what I've been up to because I do the same thing every single week.
Going to the gym.
Go to the gym, getting fit. I've also noticed that Marcus's friend TJ, he's also been to the gym. Have you noticed that also, Marcus?
Yeah, I just seen that. I think yesterday.
Yeah, so he's been getting back into the gym. So I go to the gym, try and keep myself fit, and I do go to a weekly craft making thing. And this week I made 2 things. So first of all, Wrestle Dream card, because it's Wrestle Dream next Sunday. It's not the greatest card, but I'll watch it because it's wrestling. And for last night's Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood poster. And that's pretty much it, really. So I do the same thing week in, week out, really. Yeah. So over to you now, Caleb. We'll go with you, Caleb. So what have you been up to in the last couple of weeks? Anything interesting? Off you go.
Well, yesterday I watched Bad Blood, and pretty good show all around, I thought.
That was okay. That was, I mean, like, have you been to the? Do you go to the gym, or do you attend any wrestling events, or any NASCAR, any basketball, anything like that?
Or doing home
Well,
or
I've
something.
been working at the radio station the past couple weeks. That's been going well. I also hit the gym every Friday with my physical therapist, so that's always a plus. Got to get those gains. Got to keep the strength up. Um, but other than that, nothing too crazy. Just classes, work, and the occasional workout. Really,
I try and go to the gym 4 times a week,
I need to
but
do it more. I'm just not motivated.
well, again, because my life is wrestling, I go to the gym to be like The Rock or be like Roman Reigns, which I'm never going to be. But then I drink a lot of beer, so that's probably going to stop me being as big as Roman Reigns and The Rock. So
Steroids, see what happens.
Yeah, there you go.
that costs money, and you still have to put the work in.
True.
That is very true.
It's not like it takes the right, big muscles. You still have to put work in. Marcus, you were here. Yeah, last week. Were you here last? After time goes by. The years going past so fast. We're in October, 2 months before the year's over. So I apologize if I don't remember.
I was not here last
Oh
week.
no, you weren't. It was Sam and
TJ.
TJ. I apologize. So, Marcus, so over the last couple of weeks, what have you been up to?
Well, last week I did not watch not a piece of wrestling content, which was refreshing as hell. That's one. Two, been watching my usual things: baseball, football, and right now we're in baseball playoff season. That's what I'm currently watching right now. Teaching like I always do, skateboarding, and just enjoying the fall weather.
Teaching the kids to be not like me and get out of shape and blown up talking.
That's exactly what I've been teaching them.
Do you watch UFC or are you not a fan of it?
Not into UFC. It's like boxing, but faster. And it pisses me off.
I will only watch UFC if people like Lesnar, Punk, Batista, Lashley, people like that are involved. Otherwise,
Of course, if a wrestler's involved, you're into it.
I don't like I like the suspension of disbelief. It's too real for me. Like you're not gonna have a storyline in Brock Lesnar versus whoever when he was a UFC champion. There's no storyline involved. The storyline's the hook. Anyway, Sam, what have you been up to since last week?
Well, since last week, nothing much. Same thing. Classes, midterms this week. So I bet Kale's looking forward to that just as much as I am. Oh yeah, no. Honestly, we're both screwed.
Yeah.
But
Do you
go ahead.
do you watch any UFC or anything like that, or no?
Something coming up I should mention is on Friday I will be partnering up with Rival Showdown, which is a local wrestling company, and it will be Autism Night.
That's awesome.
So Rival Showdown is that like your local wrestling indie company or
Yeah, yep, a local indie wrestling company.
indie wrestling for Marcus, Caleb? I don't know if you get to any indie wrestling, Caleb or Marcus. Get to it. It's cheap. It's up close, personal, in your face.
And I don't know how
You
they're
can
going to get
meet
me.
you can meet current
No,
future WWE people like Pete Dunne, Sheamus. The list, you look at all the UK talent; they've gone through the UK indie scene. So, what you could go to an indie show and be seeing future WWE in before your eyes. So, Marcus and Caleb, if you can get to an indie show, I say get to one.
I'll go to
It's,
as many indie shows as I can.
it's too many things happening in the city of Philadelphia. It's a lot of stuff outside of just wrestling shit. It's a lot of things. I mean, I live in the fifth largest city in America, so
That's valid.
Fair enough. If you got other things to do, that's fine. But I highly recommend indie shows. Sometimes they're better than WWE. WWE is
we have Raw coming here on the 21st of October, so
WWE is where the stars are stars because they're in WWE. They're not really whatever. Stars are they're all in WWE but I like indie shows, so yeah, I highly recommend them. Let's get to segment number 2 here, which will be all about rolling out the red carpet, lights, camera, action. Tell Hollywood, get the paparazzi because it is. And I'm going to get you again, Marcus, to announce this, and it is. Oh dear, I'm falling off here. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Oh, he's not letting me. He's not letting me play. Give me a second. 1 second here.
Well, we're live.
all right. So let me see if I could figure this out from here. Let me see if I got any controls or anything. Okay, so I don't know if I have the little video that goes with it, but the next thing is supposed to be this right here. So it's I'm gonna keep going since I know Ricky's gonna be like, can you keep going? I'm like, all right, sure. So it's movie talk from Hollywood to Bollywood, all the stuff in between, your 2B movies and all that other good stuff. So Caleb,
Did the
what
video.
have you been watching lately as far as like movies and stuff?
Right, sorry about that. I apologize immensely. It just would not let me play that video. Did the movie talk video play?
Nope.
Okay, I'll play it again here.
You don't need to. We already hopping into it.
Yeah, he already gave me.
It's not letting me play. Okay, right then. So, movie talk. What movie you been watching?
Caleb's going first. Caleb's going first. We already did.
Caleb's going first. So, yeah, what movie you been watching lately?
I haven't been watching
first.
any crazy movies. I haven't watched a movie in a while. The last movie I watched was, I think, Step Brothers, which is my favorite movie of all time. But there's not really any like new movies I want to watch. Would you have any recommendations of something I should check out?
He'll get to that once he
I'll get to the recommend. Well, again, I'm swayed by wrestlers, but
yeah,
I'll get to that. So,
Sam, what you been watching, Sam?
What have I been watching?
Yeah,
Nothing. But I need to go. Oh, That Dispel Me 4 was the latest one still, and it was pretty funny. I want to see the new Joker movie, but from others, it is trash.
That's what I've heard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what Rotten Tomatoes been saying. That's what a lot of people have been saying too.
Yeah, but it's all about personal taste. I like The Scorpion King, and other people will say, "Oh, that's one of the worst movies ever."
Oh yeah.
The reason why you like is a whole different story of why you like it.
Yeah, you like it.
Okay, then. Okay.
All right. Well, you already know I'm not watching movies, so let's just skip me. So, Ricky, what you been watching?
So, 3 movies as always. Movie 1, Twisters, all about F5, like Brock Lesnar. Tornadoes, good movie, but he can't be the original Twister movie. A movie that I thought Sam would have seen, Inside Out 2. Have you not seen that movie, Sam?
I've never been a Disney fan too much. It's too childish for me, and I'm not a fan of PG movies, so I've always liked the PG-13 rated R stuff.
My phone is going very crazy here. Give me 1 second. Oh dear.
Flipping sideways.
Give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on.
No problem.
I think I've sorted it. There we are. I think. Right. Right. Inside Out 2, not as good as the first, I don't think. But it is what it is.
Really
and the latest movie starring none other than your Doctor of Thugonomics, the 16th-time world champion, John Cena. Jackpot. Very funny film. I think Cena's The Rock. As much as I love The Rock, he's always The Rock in every single movie. He's this big action hero. Every movie.
Or
I think Cena seems to have really found themselves and he can do any role. So I would recommend Jackpot starring John Cena and My Spy 2 starring Batista. Both good movies. Twisters is decent. I've not watched, and I do want to watch the new Beetlejuice movie, but you can't beat the classic, and apparently it's nothing like the original or the first one. So I very rarely go to the cinema, Caleb, and the next time I'm going to the cinema will be to watch Red 1 next month, starring your final boss, The Rock, and then Moana 2 starring The Rock. Other than that, I watch movies at home on either Netflix or Fire Stick. But do let me get into the next section here, which is I have been to a wrestling show, but it's a little bit of merch. So let me discuss that right here, right now.
It is now time for Wrestling Days Out with Ricky Goldman.
That is right. Been to a wrestling show just hours before doing this. Show 1 of 4 this month. Very good show. A lot of surprises. A couple of towels changed. One towel changed hands. Yeah, very good show. And a little bit of merch I picked up was your tribal chief, or well, actually, big dog, Roman Reigns' little figure. So I've got a Rock one, now I've got a Reigns one, so they can now tag team together. And my next show is next Sunday, so we'll go over that next week. We'll go over that next episode. I'm going to play an ad here. Then I'm going to very quickly go over. Then we'll get into some wrestling talk. So let me play this ad right now, right here, right now. Let's get it underway. So that is right. Protein Teas Goldman's one. Purchase all, and I said all designs. If you cannot purchase one, at least get the name out there. That name, Protein Teas Goldman's one. Almost socials on screen right now. I have got a comment here. I will read that out in a second, and then we'll get into some wrestling chatter. So I know that their recent show was cancelled, but what are your thoughts on MLW? Not really much. I know Zilla. It's either, I think Zilla, not much. I think Zilla was champion there. That's all I know. If it's not WWE, I know a little bit of Impact. I know a little tiny bit of AEW. But that's really it. Your thoughts on Marcus on any thoughts on MLW?
I barely know what MLW is for real. I just know it's Major League Wrestling. That's all I got.
I think Zilla was. I think he was champion there. I think. I don't know. Zilla Batu, who's probably going to be on the Bloodline team or Reigns team at Survivor Series.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, like I tell you all the time about Julia and whoever the hell else will be showing up. Who?
Fair enough. Sam, Caleb, do you know anything about MLW?
First time hearing it from me.
I've heard the name. I've watched a couple clips. Could I tell you any wrestlers on there? No. The only thing I could tell you is, like you mentioned, the Zilla Fatu dude, and I think they've had a couple other Fatu guys on there, but as for that, I couldn't tell you nothing.
I think he's like the... Again, I know, unfortunately, I can't help you out. Wrestle Louise. But a great name, and I hope you've liked and subscribed. But unfortunately, I can't help you out because I don't know much about MLW. But I think if I'm thinking right, he's like the NXT, that they bring talent from MLW to WWE. I think. I don't know. So, yeah. Okay, another comment here. Recently, MLW done some shows on YouTube which are available for free. I might check those out. So free shows are always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably check them out at some point. Probably check them out after. Yeah, later on probably. That's that thing that I don't know if you're. I mean, I'll get Marcus's and Caleb's and Sam's thoughts on like wrestling doing free shows on YouTube. Do you think that's a good way to go? That brings a whole new audience in. Free shows. People are onto people. People love free stuff. I don't think that's a good way to go. What do you think, Sam?
It's whatever. Like I said, it's kind of like you said. Maybe it'll be interesting. We'll see.
Do you think it's a good way to go to have shows free on YouTube?
Yeah, why not? Maybe don't make them all free, but maybe put some free. Maybe like a, free trial run.
Caleb, any thoughts?
I think it's excellent to have a couple free shows. Like Sam said, don't make them all free, but if you have them for free, you can get more eyes on your product, and then if the product's good, more people will tune in. So I think all in all, it's a win for MLW, really.
I mean, probably one of those. I know of MLW, but again, I couldn't tell you if Wrestle Louise or anybody else asked me the roster of MLW. I couldn't tell you the first two names other than maybe Zilla Fatu. That's it. So I think you're putting eyes on that product that people like me have no idea about. Marcus, your thoughts on that?
One of the reasons why AEW had the rise it had is because they had some free programming on YouTube. Utilizing YouTube. Also, NWA also had a show on YouTube, I believe, as well. When you use YouTube, which is like a free platform, you bring more eyes to your product, and maybe people want to invest in your product eventually over time. It's a smart idea as always, and it can lead to people wanting to be more invested in the product.
Definitely, yeah. Because then if they put in a free show for you, you're like, oh, I want to see more of that. Am I willing to pay? So, but yes, keep the comments coming in. Wrestle Louise, okay. Matt Riddle, also I know Matt Riddle. I know Jesus Christ,
Suzuki,
Minoru
just Suzuki.
Suzuki is AEW. Outside of that, I don't know. Are frequent wrestlers on MLW. Cool. Matt Riddle's a big name for him, I suppose. From a US champion, tag team champion in both main roster and NXT. So that's a big name for MLW. That puts eyes on their products. So yeah, cool. Did he just win a title? Well, Wrestle Louise will know this. Didn't he just win a title there? I'm asking you, Wrestle Louise. Did he just win a title there, or was that New Japan? I don't know. Answer that for me. Anyway, let's get to this. So let's get to this one.
It is now time for wrestling.
That is right. What is it, Sam? Want to hear it live again? It is.
Here we go. Caleb, get ready. Wrestling. Roundup.
That is right. I don't know how you don't get out of breath. How you get out of breath saying that, I don't know. But there it is. Have we got any more comments before off Wrestle Louise? We've got any? Okay, I'll read this out and then we'll get on with the week's wrestling. So Suzuki's also part of the stable in LLW called Contra Unit. No idea. This guy loves something. He loves himself from MLW. Matt Riddle lost his that was a title. Yeah, the NWA World title. However, he just won the AAA World Cruiserweight title. Okay, again, AAA. I know Del Rio wrestles there. Outside of that, don't know. Anyway, very quickly, let's run through AEW. So let's start with last week's Collision, the show that collides. And Sam has ducked out here.
Oh, well, he'll probably be back.
I'm gonna have to leave. Oh yeah, Sam has to leave us. Okay, it's just the three of us then. So it's a triple threat of us now. So very quickly, Jenny Hayter knocked off Saraya. Okay, the learning tree consisting of Chris Jericho and Big Bill went over the conglomeration. Brody King defeated Action Andretti. Jack Perry knocked off Minoru Suzuki. Just how many matches on Collision? Hologram. Okay, I like that Hologram is getting a push. That's a one and only tiny sliver of good things AEW is doing in the whole world of bad. Hologram over the Beast Mortis and Dralistico. I've heard of Dralistico. Hammond and Page in a lumberjack strap match. Talk about overbooking. Got the win against Jeff Jarrett, and Okada beat Sammy Guevara. Bronze. Ricochet, Will Ospreay. I'm gonna get your thoughts on it. Is this Marcus perhaps? Okay, I think this was their 5th anniversary of Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
They've lasted 5 years. Jeez, wow, how they lasted 5 years? Anyway, they've like
easy. Easy.
It's certainly not by ratings, but let's move on. Let's quickly move on.
It certainly is ratings, but okay.
I don't know what TBS and TNT they're on over there.
Keep going with the show.
Let's just carry on going. So Will Ospreay Ricochet went to Ricochet won by DQ, and now you're getting a triple threat match at WrestleDream. So your quick thoughts on Will Ospreay defeating Ricochet by DQ?
I don't really. I mean, to be honest with you, I've still never seen a match featuring Will Ospreay. So,
in women's action, it's still in on the men's side of thing. Hammond and Page defeated Juice Robinson. Britt Baker sent Serena D packing. Private Party, they're so 50-50. I would love them to actually get a push. Went over the Iron Savages, and Bryan Danielson. So get this, it was Bryan Danielson versus Okada for both titles, but Okada's title was only on the line for the first 20 minutes.
What?
Exactly. So see, I will give Tony Khan. Tony Khan.
Creative, but it's weird.
Tony Khan is like, we'll get onto this when we go over Bad Blood. Just understand that he gives anything to the wrestling crowd, and they're like, laughing up like a dog laps up water. It's Okada versus Daniel Bryan. Doesn't matter about the booking. It doesn't matter about the bizarre. The title's only on the line for the first 20 minutes, knowing full well that Bryan's winning. So at least I suppose Tony Khan gets it. He serves up any old crap to the fans, and they'll lap it up like a dog lapping up water in a desert. So of course, Bryan Danielson won. Shock horror. Bronze. The show that is called Rampage. So Shia Butter and Private Party will go over Jack Perry and the Young Bucks. Camille did the same to Zoe Lynn. Queen Amanita, same to Harley Cameron. Our cousin and Kyle O'Reilly defeated Big Bill and Bryan Danielson. Brian Keith, bronze, and another collision, another 10,000 matches here. Are you ready? Johnny TV, the AW jobber, lost another match to Darby Allin. GYV, then obviously from the UK, Grizzly Veterans, lost to the Outrunners. Willow Nightingale lost. Trisha Dora lost to Willow Nightingale. Beef, and WB wants to, people, all these marks want to say all these stupid names that the WB wrestlers have. Like, can't really think of a ridiculous name, but Meat back in the day, I suppose. And then you got Beef. You got Beef in AEW. He got beat by Willie Uter anyway. It doesn't really matter. Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly over the Premier Athletes. Hologram continues his push to Cool in a fatal four-way match against Nick Wayne, Action Andretti and Commander. Zoe Lynn lost again to Chris Statlander, and Private Party going on to get a tag team title shot. I hope they win. So they won't, because they are so 50-50, but they did beat House of Black and Top Flight in a triple threat. Bronze. Any thoughts, Marcus, of Private Party going on to get a tag team title shot?
Who are the champions?
Young Bucks.
Oh, that should be a good high-flying match.
And Private Party should win, but they won't. Because they are so 50-50. But let's get into the better brand. And I thought I lost my notes, but here they are. Let's get into the better company. And that is World Wrestling Entertainment, starting with the show on Monday nights. That is Raw. So we had Yeet, Jey Uso come out and grab. Jesus Christ. This very microphone right here. And Braun Breaker followed. Okay. Whoever gave Braun Breaker a microphone needs to be fired. Your thoughts, Marcus, on the opening of Raw?
Yeah, so all Braun Breaker says that he respects Jey Uso kind of thing, right? Is that pretty much what it was?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very soft way of opening up the show. I mean, you gotta remember the week, with I think the week before or something like that. I forgot when Jey Uso won.
The week before.
That might have been the only thing I watched wrestling wise the week before. So and that's only because it's Jey Uso. Yeet. It's a good soft way of opening up the show, especially with the show ending so hot the week before. So
yeah, I did. Braun doesn't do it for me. He's not good on the microphone. He's okay in the ring, and his theme is just awful. So as a package, failure. Much better in NXT. Caleb, your thoughts on the opening of this week's Raw?
Jey Uso, I thought the promo he cut was pretty heartfelt, about his mother and his family and stuff. It was a really feel good story. That didn't seem very scripted at all. It seemed like it came from the heart. Braun Breaker, his promos need some work. I have no idea why they would turn him babyface. This seemed kind of like a babyface turn here. I figured he'd be more mad than ever than anything. Like, I just don't understand what they're doing with Braun Breaker right now. But other than that, the Jey Uso part was really good. But Braun, I'm kind of 50-50 on at the moment.
So two things. If they can make you feel that the promo wasn't all scripted, that's the whole point. They've got you. And Braun has never been a good heel. He'll say to the crowd, let's bark like dogs. A very face move. Just, he's never been good. First piece of action saw the WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio lose his mask, lose a match, and put over Xavier Woods. Cool. This, and I'm going to get onto this later with Kofi Kingston. But really fits into the eventual heel turn coming. Caleb, anything to add?
The unmasking part kind of shocked me. I didn't notice it till I watched it back the next day and they showed it in slow mo. It used to be people would freak out over it, but I think now with the rise of social media, people now know what Rey Mysterio looks like unmasked. So everyone's like, okay, whatever. But with the whole Xavier thing, I understand why they gave him a win. I'm kind of excited to see where he goes. I'm just waiting for the eventual turn that he makes on Kofi Kingston. That's what I'm excited for. But it was a decent build up to see where Kofi goes, and now he's got Sami Zayn on this next coming Raw. So we'll see what happens there. Or no, not Sami Zayn. No, Braun Breaker is who he's
Jay,
fighting. Yeah,
Jay,
Jay,
everyone's facing
yeah,
Jay for the
Jay. That's
title.
right.
Right.
Yeah,
Sammy's facing Gunther for the title.
that's right. Yeah,
But
yeah.
that got made out, but you kind of jump in. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Went over that. That happened later, but we'll still cover it anyway. Marcus, your thoughts of Woods defeating Rey Mysterio?
I mean, Woods needed the victory to kind of prove that he can start doing some things on his own without Kofi's help. The unmasking part, as Caleb said, it kind of surprised people. Now, just to give you some reference, Caleb, since you said you started watching wrestling in 2011, so we've seen Rey Mysterio's face before. Like
Yeah, but
So you
that was years ago. That was like
yeah,
back
way
in the
done.
so here's the funny thing: Rey Mysterio don't age. He looks the same, just with a little gray in his beard. Is that a home run? And that's it. That's really it. So Rey Mysterio looks the same. Yeah, woo! Catching up. My bad. So, yeah, Rey Mysterio still looks the same. But of course, to keep his character in, Vince didn't want Rey Mysterio without the mask. He wanted Rey with the mask. So when Rey got his mask pulled off, it's kind of like, oh no, what did Woods do? And it's like Woods didn't mean it. Da da da. Starting to do some of the little. They're not super like going in on him being a heel. It's more like a slow little walk to him being a heel, which is perfect,
Right.
especially for someone that's been super over like Woods.
So a few little things to add on there. So I think what Marcus was alluding to was way back in the day. I think they rarely to Kevin Nash and he has to unmask. So we all know what Rey Mysterio looks like. You've seen 10,000 pictures of him trying to hide his face. Like none of us know what he looks like. The mask is so sacred for Ray. I think Ray, when Vince put the mask back on Ray, I think that was the right choice. I think he looks like a superhero. And the mask is so... and Marcus over there... doing his own Ric Flair profiling and styling. Woo! Anyway... Rey Mysterio, yes. So the mask is sacred. So when you take the mask off him, it actually means something. I just hope when what is heel, it means something rather than he beats Kofi.
Tribal Chief fell.
My Tribal Chief just fell over. Right? He's drunk. My Tribal Chief has been drinking. I'd rather than he beats Kofi 1 week and then Kofi loses all the time, which we'll get to later. Make it mean something. Speaking of 50-50 people, Zoe Stark went over Lyra Valkyria. Cool. The bigger picture here was this was to bring out the party girls, Kaneko and Kitana Chance, which you're probably going to get a 6-woman match next week. Yay. That's going to bring in the ratings. Marcus, your thoughts on Zoe Stark going over Lyra?
Of course, she went over Lyra because Lyra right now is kind of lost in the sauce and needs to go back to NXT and get some more momentum again because she's not working on the main roster. There's too many talented women and she's stuck somewhere.
Like you said, and I think I noticed it this week on Raw, the crowd just don't get a reaction. And it felt actually it was piped in. The woo, look, whatever it is to her theme, felt piped in as like the crowd were dead. in NXT, I think it works a whole lot more.
I see, now you get what I'm saying. Like you understood what I meant when I said that like a couple weeks ago. Like her entrance is cool, but it don't work on the main roster.
And I think the reason for that is because as good as NXT is, and I think for me, the brand, week in, week out, the brand. Anything can happen in NXT. Anybody can turn up. You have your main roster stars on there. NXT's the brand, but unfortunately, not the ratings are much lower than Raw or SmackDown. Anyway, Caleb, your thoughts on Zoe Starks getting a win against Lyra?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care about this match. I played on my phone for it, but I did glance up when I saw Katana Chance and Caden Carter come out. I'm not really a fan of theirs, but when they came out, I was like, okay, they're not on TV all that often, and when they are, they do a little bit of stunts and stuff, so we'll check them out. But Zoe, she needs some work. I feel like she's a little green. But as for Lyra. I feel like she needs a lot more time to get over. I mean, she has a little bit of potential, but I don't know. I'm 50-50 on all of it. I've just kind of didn't really pay attention to this match, to tell you the truth.
See, I think if people don't watch NXT, it's like, who's this? Who's Lyra? Who's Lyra Valkyrie? Who's Ilya Dragunov? Who's Bron? Okay, maybe Bron Breakker, who his father is and who his uncle is, but more or less, it's like, who are these people? Anyway, let's move on quickly with Adam Pearce in the ring. The Hell in a Cell lowers CM Punk and Drew McIntyre come out, basically just hyped up what we saw last night. Caleb, anything to add here?
There was a good promo, as Drew and CM Punk always do. I was honestly kind of surprised they brought the Hell in a Cell to Raw. Because, I was just kind of shocked by that. And I really wanted to go to that show. That was like 45 minutes from my house. And I had a couple buddies that went. So after I saw that they went, I was kind of jealous because they got to see the Hell in a Cell and all the stuff that
Okay, yeah.
But I I was kind of shocked they brought it with them, but it was a good promo, and the security was really an added touch, and Adam Pearce just did a great job carrying everything, and it was a really good promo all around to build up for the excitement for Bad Blood.
Do you like, and I'm going to ask Marcus the same question, do you like that the original cell is back and not that horrendous red cell?
Oh yeah, that blood red. Oh, that was terrible. That was
You couldn't
awful.
see it, couldn't see anything going on. It was like, ugh. Because it was in Vince's idea, rather than just ditching Hell in a Cell or making it a rarity, how can we make it different? Oh, we'll make it red.
It was
So it's
very
it's the
off-putting.
same match. And in fact, it wasn't the same match because you never gonna match like we did last night a Bad Blood in the red cell. I don't think it was.
It gave me Mattel playset vibes. That red Hell in a Cell looked like something you'd get at Walmart or something in a little playset. I was not a fan.
And now I've mentioned the red. Mentioned the red cell. The worst Hell in a Cell match ever is Bray versus Rollins because two matches. Was it Brock versus whoever, and Braun cashed in, and it was a DQ Hell in a Cell DQ, and then it was Bray versus Rollins, and a DQ happened.
I know
There's Vince booking. There's Vince booking for you. There's Vince booking. Anyway, Marcus, your thoughts on the Punk Drew McIntyre exchange with inside Hell in a Cell on Raw?
It was a good promo between the two of them. I feel like Drew did a better job with the promo, but yeah, you felt that the match was going to end their feud through the promo. That's at least what it gave me. Yeah.
Next in-ring action saw the Judgment Day take on LWO for the 10,000th time, where it certainly felt like it. Judgment Day goes over. Yay. Marcus, what did you think?
The LWO just needs to break up. This is disgraceful. This is not what the dream that Eddie Guerrero came up with in WCW. This needs to go away now.
Who does the LWO consist of? Dragon Lee. No, I like Dragon Lee. Super talented. Go back and watch his match. His matches in NXT are good, but also in his match with Cedric Alexander, he had two. I think it was one, and they did another one the week after on SmackDown. They were really good. So Dragon Lee's super talented, and you've got Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, and I suppose Lena Vega thrown in there.
Yeah.
Caleb, your thoughts?
It was okay for what it was, but I kind of agree. Why is LWO still a thing? What's the point? I feel like after they lost Santos, they kind of lost their spark. I don't know. Dominic is good as always, and those guys, but LWO, they need to go and let all these guys do single things on their own, especially Dragon Lee. Let him shine as a single star, and then as for Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, just if they want to be a tag team, let them be a tag team. But I feel like this was kind of just a filler match, really.
Yeah. And then after this, you had Rhea Ripley coming out, microphone in hand. She brought out the short cage and revealed that Dominic Mysterio is now claustrophobic. She also revealed something else at Bad Blood, which we'll get onto later. Priest comes out, gets attacked. Judgment Day beat him down. I like the Rhea promo, but the rest, we've just seen it. We see every single week. What did you think, Caleb?
I agree. Rhea does a good promo, and then of course, everyone got attacked. But other than that, nothing special. Like you said, we see it all the time. But they need to freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah, and then Raw's going back to 3 hours and it goes to net. Whatever. Another thought for another day. Marcus, your thoughts on the Rhea Ripley promo and Priest getting beaten down?
Rhea cut a good promo. Cool. Judgment Day beating up on Damian Priest reminds me of the NWO. Just always doing something on Nitro or Thunder, mostly Nitro. They're starting to give me those vibes that like constantly every single week it's the same shit. And so it's getting a little stale because I mean they're the most dominant faction in WWE right now, and they're always going to do something to the people that cross them. So, kind of thing.
But it is rinse and repeat. Just let's do the same thing the week next week, the week after. Just
The
other half of New Day, Kofi Kingston, he took an L, and that L was against Chad Gable. Good match here. And I really like the sequence how it all happened. So Gable was trying to sweep the leg as Kofi went for the Trouble in Paradise. And then Kofi was like, what? He lost. So now Woods is getting wins and Kofi's not, and that's why he turns heel. Reigns, to stand up. Jesus. Stay. So does that why he turns heel, because Kofi isn't winning and Woods is? Anyway, Marcus, your thoughts on Gable defeating Kofi Kingston?
This was filler match stuff. It was just like, oh, it's pushing Kofi and Woods thing further, but is not. It didn't do anything for Chad. It It didn't do nothing for Chad, and it's kind of whack that it did nothing for Chad because I think Chad needs something to do. So it was, I guess it was fine, but it didn't do nothing for Chad.
And a very fun fact I always YouTube to see if these, because I like fresh matches, so fresh matches are always fun. And how long has Gable and Kofi been in the company and they've never had a match? This was their first ever match.
I mean, for the longest time, Kofi has been baby, and so has Chad. So,
okay, but fun fact there for you, that was their first ever singles match. Caleb, your thoughts on this contest?
Until you brought it up, I forgot it was even on the show, if that tells you anything. But from what I can remember, I've always liked Chad and Kofi. They're both really good workers, and they know how to put on a really good match day in and day out, and that's what's really good about them. But yeah, I feel like Chad's kind of lost in the shuffle, and Kofi right now, they're just planting the seeds for the New Day turn, so they're just playing along with that. But other than that, nothing really too crazy. They're just Chad, he's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and they're Kofi, they're just doing the whole New Day thing. Other than that, I don't really know what to tell you.
I do like it's not the most important thing on Raw. Obviously, this Raw we're discussing was Punk, Drew, maybe a little Judgment Day thrown in. That was more important. The main event was more important, I suppose. But you've got Kofi and Woods there. No one's really forgetting about it. He's kind of there in the middle, and I like that he's still there, if that makes sense. But we discussed Gunther earlier. He came out. Sami Zayn did. Gunther attacked Zayn. And the match is on Raw. The payoff to their match is Monday Night Raw. In a week, and I think I counted, there was across all three shows, including Bad Blood, and there was 9 title matches.
That's ridiculous. That's nuts.
9 title matches in 1 week. So why does Gunther Zayn it's just another match thrown in?
slow build.
I would at least do this at Crown Jewel. We'll get onto Crown Jewel. We go over Bad Blood, the horrendous idea that Triple H has got. But we'll get onto that later. Whatever, it's on Raw. It's a big match for Raw, cool, but we know the Gunther's winning, so whatever. Your thoughts on this, Marcus?
So firstly, I want to say they're trying to take advantage of the fact that Raw last week ended hot, so they're trying to be like, oh, let's strike Raw while it's hot, kind of thing. To be honest, this, I don't know, maybe it's me, and maybe I might be the only person that feels this way, but Gunther's promo skills are meh at best, and it's not working in the terms of like cutting promos wise. He's not a cut promos kind of guy. He's a very strong in-ring performer, but his promo skills is meh. He's good, but he need to be better if you're going to be holding the top strap for Raw, and you're on the flagship show. So you should be probably stepping up your game on the mic. Nope, don't say nothing yet, Ricky. It's still my turn.
Sorry.
But it's also showing that Sammy isn't doing that great for this program either. They had so much more passion with the IC title stuff versus the world title stuff. It's not working, but WWE's going to try to make it work by making it the main event of Raw tomorrow.
You see now, so 2 things. One, we'll get to Gunther's promos in a second, but now Raw's 2 hours going forward. Obviously, that's much easier to watch for people. So guess what? Ratings are going to go up.
That's
much
right.
easier to watch. A 2 hour, let's use 2 hour movie is much easier to watch than a 3 hour movie, or anything that's 2 hours is much easier to watch than 3. So when Raw feel like a drag, which this one did, and last week really did, it just felt like every week it just feels like they're trying to get to that third hour. Just, like, let's get that. Just trudge along and get to it. All right, the third hour, hooray! And it's like, ugh, that's what you get. So I think 2 hours is much easier. Be much easier to watch. The ratings will go up. And these cuts are hopefully all filler. So hopefully, Raw improves before going to Netflix and going 3 hours again. Going to the promos, I think, well, okay, not every single promo's good, but certainly the one he said to Brett, when he said Goldberg, his favourite wrestler, and the promo he cut at Bad Blood, I thought was good. So every week he's not good, but when it counts, yes. Somebody that's getting up there with heel turns, equaling with a Big Show. The Miz. I called it when they played the Hollywood theme of several weeks ago. He's turning heel. Awesome Truth get knocked off by AOP. At least it gives AOP a win. Caleb, your thoughts?
Tag match, I didn't really care. I'm not that big of an AOP fan. What really got me going was the Miz and R-Truth turn. I knew they were going to turn eventually. I just didn't know when. The Miz, I don't know what they're going to do with him, and neither will I with R-Truth. R-Truth will probably just fall down the card again and have him a couple little comedy jokes and stuff. As for the Miz, maybe he'll have a couple mid-card ordeals or something. But I think that's what really set that apart was just the turn. Like you said, he's getting up there with Big Show in the heel and face turns, and it's crazy. But as for the AOP thing, it was an okay tag match, but the heel turn is what really got me. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with Miz, if they're gonna do anything special at all. As for R-Truth, I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Probably nothing. But we'll see, and if it goes anywhere, then hey, maybe it'll be good. Never say never in WWE.
If you have Miz beat R-Truth, who cares? If you have Truth beat Miz, who cares? If you have Miz lose, the heel turns mean nothing. And then Miz, oh God, is he going to have to beat a star power to Final Testament? Probably. That's probably what's going to happen because he's a two-time Grand Slam champion, Hollywood, and I use that term loosely because he's never made a Hollywood movie, all straight to DVD. Hollywood movie star. Let's throw him in the Final Testament.
Oh Lord, that does not.
That's probably what they're gonna do. What else? I don't see what else he does. Anyway, Marcus, your thoughts on the heel turn, your thoughts on AOP winning.
AOP winning is just like I think for they just kind of needed opponents to help with the whole heel turn thing, to give Miz a reason to heel turn, rather in the ring versus out of the ring kind of thing. Other than that, I mean, the Miz is a better heel than face. He was eventually going to get tired of R-Truth kind of screwing things up and doing just R-Truth stuff when the Miz is trying to be like a very serious guy. And to what y'all said, Miz ain't going to end up joining the Final Testament. He just, I would say this, Karrion Kross, in particular, Karrion Kross, his gimmick is what, what was his name? Sean O'Hare's gimmick is. Pretty much a devil's advocate kind of guy. All right, so history lesson, here we go. So when Sean O'Hare's contract got bought by WWE, he came as part of the Invasion angle. But, once the Invasion angle was over, Sean O'Hare needed a new character. His new character was the devil's advocate. He will go around and pretty much be that other side of the shoulder to people, giving them, good advice, but like bad, good advice. So that's who Karrion Kross is kind of tapping into that devil's advocate kind of thing. And he's doing a really good job of it. I mean, because look at Woods now. Look at The Miz. slowly but surely, he's having influence. Despite his win-loss record in the ring, he's having influence outside because of his mic skills. Karrion Kross has world champion mic skills, but he's not getting pushed like one.
I agree.
He never will.
Which is unfortunate because, like, he's a fifth big guy. So, anyway, speaking of the big guys, in a last month standing match, so basically last man standing. And I apologise, Marcus, that I spoilt the finish, but always when they don't have the LED board on, you know what's coming. And well, I knew it was coming, but I didn't expect what happened, if that makes sense. Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, good match for the ring break. That was it. Just was that it? Apparently, even WWE weren't happy about that. Then to make that worse, you had Seth Rollins return, and to make Bronson Reed look strong heading into a match with Rollins, he loses because Braun Strowman really needed that win. Reed should have won. He could have done Reed Rollins probably at Crown Jewel. Big win for Reed at Crown Jewel against Rollins. That's my thoughts of Raw rating. God, bronze loss. Caleb, your thoughts on the main event and your rating for Raw.
All right, wait. Caleb, so the way the ratings work is bronze. So, like, if you want to do regular bronze, you could do bronze. You could do bronze minus. You could do bronze plus. Same thing with silver. Same thing with gold. Just so you can understand how Ricky likes to do the ratings thing.
Gotcha.
Just to make it a little different, like people do stars or people do 1 to 10. I like to do different things here. So,
I'll give Raw overall probably a silver. I mean, it was an okay Raw. It wasn't like abysmal, but it wasn't like jaw-dropping good. But as for a main event, they had a couple, extreme spots in there. I thought a couple of them they did too many extreme spots. There was a lot of no selling where they got up too quickly. Then again, they are monsters, so that's kind of understandable. Um, as for the ring break, I called it. I told my friends, I said, tonight we're going to see a ring break. It's going to happen. So uh, that was very predictable to me. But the ring break, man, that was very, very underwhelming. That was just bad. I don't know what happened. Like, whoever controls that ring break, I don't know if there was a botch, they hit the button at the wrong time, or however that works. That was just terrible. I thought we were going to see a big explosion because Braun, he's done like what 3 or 4 ring breaks now. They were all pretty good. This one was just that was terrible. But other than that, it was a decent match. But then with Seth returning, I didn't expect that. I don't like that Bronson lost, but with Seth returning, it kind of made sense. But now I'm hoping whenever they do have Bronson and Seth at the whatever pay per view they do, it'll probably be Crown Jewel. I'm hoping Bronson can go over because it'll signify him as more of a monster heel. And if they have Rollins win, that's basically a push down the toilet for Bronson, and it's not going to make any sense why they push him in the first place.
yeah, so very clear. A few things there. I'll make it quick. Rollins doesn't need a win over Bronson. When Bronson threw in like 20 security guards, I thought, I obviously didn't really think this, but the arena's going to fall down. And you got.
Yeah. Underwhelming for sure. That was one of the worst favorites I've seen.
That is all that happens. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all my thoughts. No, very quickly, for the last 3-hour Raw of the year, I was expecting something big. But whatever, just another regular Raw. Marcus, your thoughts on the main event and the rating?
Main event was soft. I didn't like it. I didn't care for Seth Rollins coming back either. So My rating for Raw. My rating for Raw is a bronze plus.
So let's get to the brand spanking, brand new look of
Brand
the
spanking new
show.
look.
The show that's three letters NXT. So we got a brand new logo, brand new intro. That's probably the first and last time you'll see it. And new theme music. Cool. Theme music. Cool. I'm not one of these that like people rant about the theme music. Oh, the theme music's awful for SmackDown. I watch for the wrestling. You can have no theme music. I don't really care. If you got a good theme music, cool, but intro looked good. I do like the new logo. Yeah, your thoughts, Caleb, on the new look for NXT?
I'm excited to see where it goes. New logo's okay. I like the old one a little bit more. I like the black and gold. This one's more of like a silver kind of vibe, but it'll probably grow on me because you have that with WWE. Every time they change the logo, everyone's like, "Oh, that's terrible," but then it grows on you, and you're like, that's not too bad. So, I think just give it a couple weeks, and everyone will really warm up to it.
I thought it looked a lot better. When I first saw the logo, I was like, when you see it on the thing that runs across the arena, the LED thing, I thought, that looks good. So it changed my mind like that. It changed my mind instantly. And I thought, yeah, good logo. Marcus, your thoughts on the new logo, intro, and theme music?
Like the song. Don't like the logo. Prefer the 2.0 logo, actually.
Really?
I just started watching NXT. NXT Black and Gold. I missed that whole phase. I didn't really care for it. This logo, I get where WWE's going in their direction for their logos. I don't like this one right now, but I for some reason I like the NXT 2.0 logo because it tells me it's developmental. It doesn't tell me it's trying to be something that it's not. And for me, that's what it gives off for me. So I'm like, oh, that's great. Because it was a new direction and all that. It's perfect for what it was. This one is like over established, and it's like you have unestablished people. I don't get it. So for me, the song's good, but the logo, I'm not with it.
I suppose you weren't watching in the NXT 2.0 era, but when you watched it and that color scheme was all over the place, it looked like a kids TV show, like a Nickelodeon TV show, like.
That's the vibes I got from it too.
It wasn't good.
It looked like developmental, which is what it is.
Well, not anymore, really. It is. WWE treat it as a third brand.
No,
arguable. It's arguable. Is it development? Well, you got Orton. You've got who else on it? And Punk. But the NXT 2.0 just. It was a reinvention by Vince because Vince thought that was what it needed.
And it did.
He brought in Braun, he brought in Carmelo, he brought in other people, but other than that, he did nothing. He brought in new talent. Cool. Anyway, so bear in mind this was just NXT. Okay, yes, it was in an arena. Yes, it was on the road, but this was still NXT with Shawn Michaels on and Triple H. Brand new titles. I think they look really good. Marcus, your thoughts on Shawn and Triple H on NXT and the new titles?
I mean, of course, there's always going to be a great appearance from the two people that run WWE right now. The two members of the Clique, two members of DX running WWE is great. The titles are ugly. Don't like them. I prefer the old model. Once again, that's because that's the one I've seen. And right now, these ones are it just seems like they're trying too hard. It's like, I like that bold X on the championships. I don't like this one. I don't like what they've given me right now for titles. The titles are ugly.
The older ones still have the rainbow color on. I think these actually look like titles you would want to win. which is a point. They don't mean to look like a toy like John Cena's belt. Anyway,
not to me, but everybody to each their own.
Caleb, your thoughts on DX on NXT and the brand new championships?
I can't really give you a thought. I'm not gonna lie, because when NXT moved to CW, I couldn't get access to it. I can't get my CW to work, and then I tried using the website link that I got sent. I only was able to watch like maybe 30 seconds of it before it crashed. So I didn't get to watch much this week. The only thing I got to watch on NXT was the Lexus King CM Punk thing, which you'll probably get into later, and then the I got to watch like the last maybe minute of the main event, which we'll get into later. But other than that, I didn't get to tune into NXT this week. But from what I'm hearing, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, like Marcus said, that's always really good to hear about and for people to watch, because that's gonna bring people in, seeing those legends come in. As for the titles, I don't remember if I got to look at them, but I would assume they're not too bad. But I'm not sure. I can't really give my input for the show this week.
Okay, so I'll just ask Marcus then till we get to the main event about the rest. So, shocker kicking things off. Julia lost. I thought Julia was definitely winning. Roxanne Perez still your NXT Women's Champion, winning the new championship. All thanks to, and I would love your thoughts on this, Marcus, her former best friend, Cora Jade. I believe this was your first time see Reigns. Stop. He's trying to fall over again. Your first time seeing Cora Jade. So your thoughts on Julia losing and Cora Jade?
So this is like my first time actually seeing Julia and really like paying attention to a match that she's in action. Cool. Listen, the whole spot with Cora Jade, I was like, who the fuck is that? And it happened. I was just like, and of course, the announcer's like, oh, it's Cora Jade. And I'm just like, who is that? Who's that? And now you give me the background, but I'm still going to answer with, who's that? And so therefore, Roxanne, she didn't gain a new title. She's retaining a title and just getting the new one.
So very quickly, who Cora Jade is? Cora and Roxanne were tag team champions. I think they were either WWE tag team champions or NXT tag team champions.
They were never WWE tag team champions. That's for sure.
I don't know what they were. They held the tag team, and it must have been the NXT.
It had to be NXT because I don't know who Cora Jade is.
So it must have been the NXT ones, and then Cora turned, put the title in the trash, and that was it. Really, it. She just turned, and then I think she had a Weapons Wild match with Roxanne, which was good. Go back and watch that if you get a chance. And then she disappeared. And that's really that's it. We've got not much story at all. Street fight action saw Wesley make it 1-1 against Zachary Wentz. So like I said, you're going to get your third and final match at Halloween Havoc later this month. Yeah, good match. What did you think, Marcus?
I barely watched this match. I ain't gonna hold you. I was not watching this match. I mean, Wesley got the dub, so they're gonna have a third, and I can't wait to see what the third one is.
It was coming back after 10 months. The most awesome TV show ever. The most musty show ever. Miz TV with Oprah Femi, Tony Angelo. This just happens up next week. They're probably going to have Tony Angelo win. I want Oprah to win and maybe go on to face Moose or whatever. Your thoughts on this, if any, Marcus?
Nope.
Okay. Fatal Influence. So, Jason Jane and Fallon Henley Finally, since she turned heel, has been really good. It's really been paid off for her. So Jada, who was against Lola Vice and Jada Parker leaving. Fatal Influence picking up the win. Kalani then got on the microphone saying, "I'm not coming alone." And out came Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill. Yeah, cool to see them. You're now getting a multi-women's match next week. Anything to add, or should we just get into the main event?
I'm sad that two of my three favorite ladies on NXT lost. I'm sad about that because I don't know who Fatal Attraction is, but all right.
So Jade, Lawler, and who else? Lash?
Yeah.
And in your main event, with CM Punk as special guest referee for the NXT Championship. I'll get your thoughts on with both of you here. Trick Williams, the NXT champion. Ethan Page loses it. I would imagine a rematch at Halloween Havoc. Cool. Rating. Silver. Caleb, your thoughts on the main event and rating?
I only got to see like the last minute or two of it. I saw where he did the trick knee. He beat Ethan Page. I feel like the only reason he beat Ethan Page was since NXT was debuting on a new network. They wanted to give it that special feel and maybe make the rating a little bigger. Other than that, I don't know. They had a big confetti show. CM Punk celebrated. Apparently, after the show, CM Punk bought fans a bunch of pizza, and that was a true story actually, because someone on Facebook posted about how there were truckloads of free pizza waiting for him. But so that's always a plus right there. I mean, come on. But really, since I didn't watch the show by default, I'm gonna give it a bronze minus. But kind of shocked that Trick won there. Really.
So very quickly, well, a follow up and then a question. So if you notice, the confetti goes to sleep end, and that's because now they're on CW. They must end directly on that second hour, just like Raw does. Raw's now 2 hours. It was 3 hours. So it will end on that second hour. That's it. Which is like. Which I think takes everything out, and then this is what won't happen when it goes to Netflix. They're not on that curfew to finish dead on that third hour, second hour, however long they're going to be on Netflix for, 2 hours, 3 hours. And something else that took it out for me, going back to Raw, was the commercials during a last man standing match. You know the finishing is going to happen during a commercial. You're not going to get that on Netflix either. My question is, have you not got for me it's a network, for you it's
Peacock.
Peacock. Have you not got Peacock, Caleb?
I do. Yeah.
Is it not on there? Is NXT not on there?
I should have watched it afterward, but they don't have it live. If I want to watch it, I have to wait till the next day.
I thought that Peacock was like the WWE network, okay.
No, if you want to watch Raw,
Okay.
SmackDown, or whatever, you have to wait.
Well, apparently January 6th, everything is on Netflix. So if you've got Netflix, you'll be able to watch everything. That's apparently what's happening. I thought it was just Raw. Apparently everything is moving. Marcus, your thoughts on the main event and your big rating for NXT?
Now, my favorite male wrestler on NXT is Whoop That Trick. So I was excited that my man got back the title that
How did he do it? Like that, is it? Whoop That Trick. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like that.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man. Listen, seeing Trick get the title back is awesome. I mean, Ethan Page did a great job of defending it and, coming over from AEW, really, and still developing. The great thing about Ethan Page is that he's still developing. He had great programs with multiple stars. So I feel, I'm actually really happy to see that Trick that Shawn Michaels and other people in WWE kind of trust him with being the NXT champion, taking him into the CW era of NXT. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Of course, the GTS to Ethan Page was actually pretty cool. And yeah, it's dope that CM Punk, despite the fact I don't really care for Philip in the ring, that he had free pizza waiting outside for everybody. Oh, and my rating is it's a silver minus.
So very quickly into like a 10-second or 5-second thought, I'd be like, Punk, you keep that pizza, let's get a picture. And you said something, and I forgot what it was. Drew, that's okay. A question for you both. Were you not expecting Drew to attack Punk after the match? Would you expect that, Caleb?
I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think it was gonna happen or whatever. Like, I mean, why would it? It's NXT. That would have been cool for ratings, but
Because it's the last chance Drew can get his hands on Punk before before a bad blood.
that is a very good point.
Do you think he's gonna?
I agree with Caleb though. I agree with Caleb. Like, yo, why am I traveling to Chicago just to do this? Like, dude, I'm not doing all that. I'm gonna rest up before I get to put my hands on you. I'd rather rest up than cause all this chaos with the NXT thing and this and the third. Like, I got a wife and kids I want to hang out with. Not want to travel to Chicago to be up on the grown man I'm going to end up seeing over the weekend.
So before we get to your show, Marcus, very quickly gets running fast, running quick, fast through speed. Io Sky beat Naomi, so Naomi's out of unfortunately they spoiled who won the entire tournament. I'll still watch it, but I'm not saying any spoilers here. But Naomi's gone out of that tournament. I'll say a silver. Any thoughts on that, Marcus? Naomi's out of the tournament to win the title.
Io Sky, low key, has really good in-ring skills, but of course she can't cut a promo. But she's getting better. I'm proud of her for getting better.
I don't care she can't cut a promo. Just that the fact that she's on my screen is more than enough. Anyway, her and Carrie saying. Anyway, I certainly acknowledge them. Do you watch Speed, Caleb, or no? Or do you don't have X, Twitter, call it what you like?
I totally forgot it existed. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So no, I do not watch it.
Do you have X, Twitter?
I sure do.
It's only 3 minutes on a Wednesday and 5 minutes for a title match. So
I'll have to check it out. Like I said, I forgot it existed, but I need to look into it for sure. I remember Odyssey Jones had a few matches on there, but he's long gone. So
I don't think they were okay. It's not televised on Speed, but I'll use the word televised. I don't think they were televised.
they probably
But
would.
even I don't watch a full 3 minute match. I'll just go to the end to see who's won. Anyway, let's now walk down Jabroni Drive, enter the People's Restaurant, get a rock burger in a skyscraper shape because Marcus, it is time for Smacky. You got your smacky. You even got the t-shirt on. So what happened on the brand of blue?
The best brand, obviously, because we all know Smacky D's shits on Raw because Raw is too much talking, full of too much bullshit. Let's get to the restaurant. So Smacky D's was coming live to you from the country music capital, Nashville, Tennessee. So the show got started off with Nashville country star Hardy.
Oh,
I don't
Jesus.
listen. I don't listen to country music, so I don't know bull. He introduced the return of the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. He mentioned his forearm. He ain't mentioned nothing else about him being phenomenal outside the forearm. But hey,
phenomenal! It comes phenomenal forearm. That's how you get it.
Hey, it is what it is.
AJ Styles is returning the full forearm, and that's how you bury his return. Anyway, sorry, Marcus, I cut you off there. Sorry,
Not really. So Carmelo Hayes came out, interrupted Styles. Styles put Carmelo in his place about him being the U.S. champion or the lack thereof him being the United States champion. Styles challenged Hayes to a match on the spot. Hayes declined initially, but then your man L.A. Knight, had came out there and cut a promo on Hayes and Styles, and eventually was like, you know what, let's get a referee out here. So, boom. You see how great SmackDown is? Boom, instantly, match started. Oh, I'm sorry, people. Go!
Home run?
Nah, 2 runs got scored. Now we in the lead. Let's go, Bryson. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's
Anyways,
okay.
folks, baseball's always my favorite sport, so I gotta cheer it on. It's the hometown team. So let me get back to my notes. So Hayes and Styles had a match. That's how you know SmackDown's great, because instantly get into a match. Not no, hey, I'm gonna see you later on tonight. I'm gonna kick your ass later. No. We're doing this now. So ref came out. Hayes versus Styles. Hayes won due to a referee stoppage. Yes, a referee stoppage. Now, Ricky, you want to talk about messing up a return? That's messing up a return. AJ Styles' ankle gave out on him. So AJ was obviously visibly disappointed in the results of the match. And LA Knight, after Hayes was trying to celebrate a little bit, hit him with a BFT. So, Caleb, your thoughts on the opening of Raw with Cardi?
SmackDown.
Well, I meant SmackDown, Smacky D's.
Yeah.
Listen, I just been, I'm in between two things, but your thoughts on the beginning of Smacky D's and the first match of Smacky D's.
Well, I have a question for Caleb. Do you know who Hardy is?
Yeah, I'm actually a country music fan, but I'll tell you what, Hardy, he is not country at all. He's about as country as an electric truck.
So Ricky, just for reference, because Caleb, that was a good one. Also, I noticed Caleb knew who Hardy was. What his reaction when I said Hardy. So just to give you some reference, Ricky. So there's starting to be an electric car movement here in the States, and I could tell you a lot of, especially hardcore country Americans, aren't messing with electric trucks, like pickup trucks being electric.
Do you really quick question, really quick answer? Do you drive electric, Marcus?
I have a license. So I don't have a car, but I do have a license.
Very quickly, the same question to Caleb. Do you drive?
I have cerebral palsy, so I struggle with driving. One aspect that I like about the electric vehicles is they're self-driving. So for a guy like me, that would be awesome. I wouldn't have to do anything. I can just sit there and say, "Hey, take me here."
That's it.
Like,
very good for me. They're expensive. I don't really need a car. I'd either take a bus or walk. And road rage, I would probably kill someone, or be like, "Oh, what's this?" and crash into someone and kill someone.
I'll tell you this, Ricky. Damn it. Oh shit! I just lost my thought. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
About driving, me having patience or killing somebody because I wouldn't be paying attention, I'd be like, "Roman Reigns! Oh, I just killed someone. Oh dear, no more Roman Reigns for me."
So for Caleb's instance, like an electric vehicle is very useful versus him driving a gas powered vehicle. But at the same time, he a country boy. He ain't gonna want to be in that vehicle. That's not for him.
Yeah, not only that, they're expensive. I can't afford it. I'm in college, so I'm already struggling as is. And then also, like, the engines in there are terrible. Like, if your engine were to break, you might as well just go get you a new electric vehicle because the engine's like almost worth the whole entire car itself or over half of it. I know some guys that work for Tesla, and they say those parts are they're not very good. So I feel like it's a lose.
But Caleb, not to distract, but can we get back to the?
Yeah, my fault.
No, you good. You good.
Hardy, his introduction, I don't know. He doesn't know enough about wrestling. But they brought him there for the Nashville fans. You know, they think, "Ooh, a country star, heck yeah!" But like, the AJ match, it was good to see AJ come back. You know, I've missed him. Kind of shocked to see him as a babyface. I figured he would still do the heel thing, but then again, at the same time, it's like, why would he? Solid match with Carmelo. I'm 50-50 on Carmelo. He has his moments of being a great star. Oh, there we go. Yep. But
Home run. I don't know what that was.
No,
Home run or something.
another run got scored.
there you go. But anyway, Carmelo's a good star, but he just needs to slow down on some of his moves. Sometimes I feel like he's a bit too quick and energetic. Um, Here I thought he did good, but my question is, was the AJ injury, was that a part of the show, or was that a real deal? Because my theory on why it was a work was because the ref never threw up the X. Now then again, I don't know. See, exactly, that's my point. They never threw up the X. They just kind of rung the bell and said, "Okay, he's hurt. Get out of here." So my question is, was this a part of the show to make AJ look weak due to his age and due to him taking off for so long, or was this like, was he really hurt?
So I love the question. So Ricky, you can if you feel like you got, well, hold on, it's my turn. So Ricky, first, your thoughts on the opening segment, opening match, and to answer Caleb's question.
I like that WWE can bring in. I don't know who Hardy is, but some people do. So you can bring him in. So it's getting the fans of Hardy maybe to watch WWE. That's the idea, I suppose. Cool. But he botched Styles' return. And he made his thing of Styles returning like it was CM Punk returning after 10 years. He took 3 months. July, August, September, 3 months. 3 months, and he's like, oh, hey, back! And the best they've got with him is the face being thrown into a already going on feud with Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight. And yes, the thing with the injury, well, the first clue there is he showed, and he never, and then I think if he always showed this, a wrestler, male, female, getting attended to backstage, it's a work. And then it got confirmed on Facebook, yes, it's a work. Cool, AJ's back, but
All right. So I'm gonna move on. So one of my Mount Rushmore of announcers, WWE announcers, and just wrestling announcers of all time, Michael Cole, hyped up the match, the tag match, as I called them, the American Tribal Chiefs versus the Bloodline at Bad Blood. Thoughts on Michael Cole hyping up the match? I'm gonna start off with Ricky.
He's doing his job. Well, I'll get on to more. I'll only say, right, he was doing his job. That's his job to hype things up. But I will get on to them even further hype when we cover Bad Blood.
Okay, Caleb, thoughts on Cole and him hyping up the match?
I don't remember this. I'm not gonna lie, but Michael just doing what he's told, kind of deal, like Ricky said.
All right. So one of the matches that's been hyped for minutes on Smacky D's. Me Chin versus Chelsea Green in a dumpster match with Me Chin winning the match. What are your thoughts, Caleb?
That match was, what it was. It felt kind of weird to have a random dumpster match on SmackDown. I kind of figured, Michin was going to win because Chelsea's whole gimmick is, I'm this pretty girl, I'm this Karen. I refuse to go into this dumpster because it's going to make me look gross and ugly and whatever. So I kind of knew going into it, yeah, Michin's doing this, but then at the same time, this is probably my fault for not watching the last couple weeks of shows, but my whole thought was like, what was the point of this? Like, why did they do this for?
Okay. Ricky, thoughts on the dumpster match?
Very quickly, something you failed to mention was this was the 25th anniversary of SmackDown.
I didn't mention it because I didn't mention it because they didn't mention it, so I'm leaving.
Did anybody know?
No.
The only way I knew is because some YouTuber that I watch mentioned it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. Did it feel like 25 years of SmackDown? Did it feel like a big thing? Not at all.
So honestly, I think they're going to wait until April to probably do something special, but not. I don't. This wasn't. This doesn't. They didn't mention it, so therefore
They didn't even
I
play
didn't
like
mention it.
a video package of the past 20.
Nope.
You could have run with they could have done what they did and done a 5-minute video
Nope.
for the past 25 years. Done something. They didn't do anything.
Nope.
Back to this match. Good to see a dumped a match on SmackDown, the first ever. Atlanta Mitchin won. She continues her push. Chelsea really fits that role. But what is the payoff for Mitchin? Is she going to go on to get a title run? Probably not. There you go.
Okay. So Bianca, Jade, and Naomi have a talk backstage. Bianca and Jade let Naomi know that they're going to party together in Atlanta. She's going to be another host for Bad Blood. Bailey interrupted them and let Naomi know that she's up next for the title when she beats Queen Nia. And I'm gonna try to go with 2 notes at a time because all these backstage promos and stuff kind of is whatever. Bailey then came out, cut a promo on Queen Nia and Tiffany Stratton. Let Nia know that there's only 2 women that could beat her: Bailey herself and Tiffany Stratton. Tiff stepped up and was like, no. This briefcase ain't the only way I could beat Nia. Nia got offended. It was like, what you say? Oh, for real? So she kind of took that back just a little bit, but so Tiffany pretty much you need to bow down to your queen, and Bailey pretty much was like, I'd rather fight Nia than be bowing down to her and looking like a stupid bitch, which got the crowd hyped up because who don't like curse words and fun words like bitch, huh? So Tiffany and I jumped Bailey with no success. And Tiffany teased a possibility of cashing in on Nia. Looked kind of cool a little bit. So Caleb, I'm gonna get your thoughts on the Bianca, Jade, and Naomi promo with Bailey interrupting, and then Bailey in the ring cutting a promo on Tiff and Nia.
I'll go on a little bit more of a rant of this later on why I thought Bad Blood was weird having a host, but I don't remember the backstage promos. But I do remember seeing on TikTok or somewhere when Bailey called whoever it was, I think it was Nia, a stupid bitch, and that was
Tiff.
Oh, Tiff, yeah, Tiff, a stupid bitch, and that was interesting. It was there to pop a crowd, but I really thought she put an emphasis on the word bitch. Like she really stuck out that B to make it seem more powerful, and it seemed kind of it seemed kind of forced. But hey, it was what it was. That was just there to pop the crowd. As for the rest of it, I couldn't tell you, but they're slowly itching into that TV-14 era. I see. Kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Ricky.
Have a second. My dog is choking. Right, it's okay. Right. I don't want my dog to die. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. It's on my bed asleep. Well, half asleep, and it's choking. Right. Cool, great usage of Naomi. The Bailey, Tiffany, Nia stuff is just basically, and we'll obviously cover these more in back for the blood that is bad blood. It's just that eventual face turn of Tiffany, and she's going to cash in on Nia.
Okay. There was a backstage segment with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Numerous superstars making different comments about how she smelled due to the fact she went inside, the dumpster. Following that, Carmelo Hayes talked to Nick Aldis about a potential match between himself and LA Knight. Ricky, thoughts?
The main thing that I noticed from the whole Chelsea Green stuff was pretty deadly. When were they last in a match that meant anything? Probably losing to Orton and Owens. And Hayes isn't done with Andrade yet. They're going to have clearly have one more match to make it the best of 7.
Okay. Caleb?
But I don't recall these backstage promos, man. I don't know what I missed or what I don't recall these. All I remember is some of the matches, but yeah, I couldn't give you any input there, man.
Okay. Well, Caleb, whenever I take notes on these shows, Smacky D's, I make sure that the notes are really detailed about like what happened per segment. So if you don't remember some stuff, it's all good. I'm just letting you know that's my style
Yeah, no,
of
I get
writing.
you.
If I did that for Raw and NXT, it'd be like, certainly Raw, it'd be 3,000 backstage segments. It's like one every 5 minutes.
And that's why Smacky D's is the show, because it's not as long
And
yet. It's not as long yet, and the segments are fast, and the matches they kind of get into the matches a lot faster. So
very, very quickly, you'll get Otis says to Karrion Cross, I want a match, and the match is made on Raw, and just, well, that's it.
yeah,
That's how it gets made. Anyway,
that's why I
back to
kind of hate Raw's
SmackDown.
format. I hate Raw's format low key. So Naomi faced off against Tiff. Naomi got the dub. That was interesting. I didn't see that coming personally. I thought Naomi was going to go into Bad Blood kind of cold, but she actually got a dub. Caleb, did you watch this match?
Yes, that match was all right for what it was. Tiffany, I kind of figured they'd let her get the win because she had the briefcase. But at the end of the day, it's good to see Naomi get a win, and it's good to see her get more TV time each week. But I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with Tiffany in the next couple of weeks for sure.
Okay, Ricky.
Good match, but I'm going to say what I said either to you or to TJ. Naomi should have been in the title picture. Naomi should be going for the title. Where she gets these. She can't even get the speed title. So you guess she gets these wins on SmackDown, but the bigger picture is meaningless.
Okay. Jacob Fatu. While on his way to the ring, I believe, he cut a promo speaking highly of his tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. Yeah, I'm saying it right in front of Roman. Yeah, I'm saying it in front of him. I don't give a damn, Roman. I'll spear you, bro. But so Ricky, I'm gonna start with you on this one. Your thoughts about Jacob Fatu's passionate promo putting over his tribal chief, and what the fuck is up with this game? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Very quickly, it's time to play the game. And secondly, this was just Jacob for hyping the match up for Bad Blood. Because we all knew who was returning, and we'll get onto it later. Who was coming back, and whatever. Yes, it was just hyping up the main event for Bad Blood.
Yes. Caleb.
I mean, it was really just like you said, a hype promo. He was just there to make Solo and everyone look good. He wasn't really there to cut a promo about himself about how he's a good wrestler or anything. He was just there to be a hype man kind of thing and promote Bad Blood. It wasn't really anything special or to ride home about.
Okay. So Nia had a backstage segment with Tiffany Stratton about cashing in on her. Puts in her head that she should think about cashing in on Liv and Rhea instead of cashing in on her. Yeah, she said that, Ricky.
No. It was either SmackDown or Bad Blood. Corey said she's not going to do, but she could cash in on Roxanne.
True, yes. Which is also a
not that she's going to do, because that would be she would hold the NXT women's titles. That would be pointless. But she can. She wants to.
I mean, if she wanted to, she could. But yeah. So, what are your thoughts on that, Ricky? Since you spoke fast on it, what are your thoughts on Nia trying to get Tiff to do something else?
Like I said, it's that the building to Nia to Tiffany, and for those who watch Busted Open Radio, the guy in it, I don't know what he's called, but he's a massive Cody Rhodes mark. But he said Tiffany should do it when they're least expecting it, when the fans are least expecting it, then she cashes in. I agree.
Okay. Caleb.
Naya, I usually tune out when she talks. I'm not gonna lie, her voice is nails on the chalkboard. I can't do it. But it seems like a predictable kind of segment to me. Like it's just, hey, I'm your friend. Don't cash in on me, or there's gonna be problems. Cash in on somebody who's not gonna be your problem, so we can stay friends, even though I'm using you. And that's just kind of what it sounded like these past couple weeks. It's kind of predictable to me, but I mean, it is what it is. Like Ricky said, they're just building and building for when she eventually decides to cash in on Nia, and they're going to go from there.
Okay.
Which I like. It's not like they just do one build and then they might do a build a month later and then do a build again for 3 months later. It's every week, every segment, it's building and building and building and building, stacking, which is good. Like they like the New Day stuff. It's just layer upon layer.
Right. Last segment of Smacky D's, the Bloodline. Tamatanga and Tangaloa. Versus and the Street Profits. In a triple threat tag team ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championship. And the Bloodline retained the titles. This match was freaking good. It was good. It had a lot of high spots, a lot of good high spots at that. I also want to say this. Shout out to Angelo Dawkins for having the best right hand in WWE currently, because that draw looks so good when he throws it. But it was a good match, and if I had to give Smacky D's a rating, I'm just gonna give it a silver. Caleb.
So I'll go ahead and do my rating. SmackDown, probably a bronze plus. It was what it was. The ladder match, I tuned in and out for that. I was honestly kind of shocked that the Bloodline won. I didn't really expect them to. I thought they were going to give it to someone new, maybe Street Profits or something, give them some more time to shine. I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big Johnny Gargano fan. For me, he's kind of hard to watch. But I enjoyed a lot of the spots that was in that match. My favorite spot was the neck breaker move or whatever it is or the blockbuster that they did over the ladder that Montez did. That was a phenomenal spot, and I was kind of shocked to see it. It almost looked kind of botched, but the way that Montez did that, it turned out great. And there was just a lot of high flying spots, and all those guys did great stuff in that match. And all around good match. I was kind of shocked though to see a ladder match on SmackDown. I was like, whoa, okay, that's kind of weird, but all around good match, a good way to end it. Bloodline retained, and there you have it.
It's been some years since there was a triple threat tag team ladder match on Smacky D's. I can't remember who was in it, but I have a feeling it was the two Chris's, the Hardys, and the Dudleys, from what I remember. That's just me trying to remember the last time there has been a triple threat tag team ladder match.
You might be right on that.
And that one was a banger, and this was a banger as well. I agree about that blockbuster. Actually, the fun thing about that blockbuster spot, Montez actually didn't grab. He didn't grab Tama Tonga when he was supposed to, where he's supposed to grab him. Kind of shoulder tackled him slightly and tried to still grab his neck for the blockbuster move, but it still looked fantastic because he's jumping over the ladder, like he's like going from one side of the ladder to the other side, trying to grab onto another person, flip over it for a perfectly clean blockbuster. They also pulled off a Shield powerbomb, which was actually pretty cool.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Put your finger down, Ricky.
That's not the Shield, is it? That's the Shield. Whatever that's.
They did that spot, but it was also, like you said, Caleb, it was kind of strange that Tama Tonga got up kind of fast from that spot.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought they were gonna lose. He got up way too quick.
And Tamaloa also got up really fast from that super blockbuster spot as well, which was also very strange. But I don't listen. I didn't like that part. Of course, you know, for who won and how fast they got up, but I did like the match overall. Ricky.
So the Adam Cole's brother, Michael Cole said the last ladder match was 5 years ago on SmackDown. This match, I thought, did they have a ladder match so they could take the titles off the Bloodline? I thought multiple times I thought Street Profits are winning this, and yes, I agree. You saw the action happening on the ladder, and in the corner you saw you saw the Bloodline getting up, and just thought, okay, they're winning. But it makes sense because you don't want Solo looking weak heading into the main event of Bad Blood. So it made sense for the Bloodline to win. Rating. Cool to the AJ back. Dumpster match was good. Ladder match was good. Silver. And before we very quickly head into the pay-per-view, so Level Up is the same matches that happened last week. So for those that watch Level Up, care about Level Up, and care about my thoughts on it, go and watch last week's to what I said. But let's get into the premiere live event that was Bad Blood.
That Gangrel will love.
Yes. Speaking of Gangrel, he might be at one of the shows I'm going to later this month. Might be. It's a Halloween show, and they're saying special guests. So who knows? It'd be cool if he's there for UK Indie show. That'll be cool. Anyway, so we kicked off with, we kicked off with Samantha Irvin's been singing America the Beautiful. Was that? Is that what she sang?
I didn't watch the beginning of Bad Blood. I missed the beginning.
She sang either
beautiful for space, the sky forever, land up.
It might have been that, yeah.
Yeah. America.
Like, I didn't really get it.
I mean, of course you don't get it.
No, I didn't get why she sang it. Like,
it's before
it's Bad Blood, not WrestleMania. It's just
but it's still before a sporting event. So Ricky, just for instance, a lot of times, and it all depends on the city, the state, and stuff that you're in, because that we actually have policies in our states for certain things like that. It might be a policy in Georgia that before any sporting event, you have to sing some type of national anthem of some sort. So, America the Beautiful was sung.
Or perhaps it was so yeah, Rumble and Bad Blood, your only two pay-per-views in America this year. Everything else has been international. Anyway, then we had the triple threat of Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill kicking off and hosting duties, basically just saying, "Ready for Hell in a Cell." They really didn't do much to kick things off. Caleb, your thoughts on that?
I mentioned it earlier. Like, what was the point of having Naomi, Bianca, and Jade being the host for a pay-per-view like Bad Blood? It was just another pay-per-view. It was a good pay-per-view. Don't get me wrong, but it was just another pay-per-view to me. And it's like, why did that need a host? I understand they didn't have anything to do. It just seemed kind of like filler and kind of obnoxious for them to be there. But I mean, it was what it was, and it gave them something to do. Is all I can really tell you.
I think great usage for Naomi. I know, okay, they didn't do much at all, but still cool. They hosted a pay-per-view, so
Yeah. Every time they say there's a host at a pay-per-view, they show up like maybe 2-3 times, and that's it. Like, they don't do anything really.
Well, no. Very quickly, really quick. I'll give as much as 60 seconds here. So your hosts, Miz last year at Mania. Okay, you got you got beat up by Pat McAfee and Shane McMahon. We all know what happened there. But I think the best host you've had in recent memory was Alexa Bliss at Mania 35. Wasn't she on the show about 10 times or something? I think it was like that. She had
I
about
forgot
10,
about
about
that.
10 different wardrobe changes. I think that was one of the main things on the show. She was like, she came out with Hogan, then she did something else, she did something else. She was there throughout the show. But yeah, they'll just put the hosts are just there to go, oh yeah, you're hosting this. Marcus, your thoughts on the hosts?
It's for cultural relevancy. So let me break it down to y'all. When you're in a city, a black city like Atlanta is like probably the top black city in America, you have to ensure that whoever's hosting one is black. It's a cultural experience to try to get more of that crowd to the show due to the fact that we're talking about the women's tag team champions is all about representation and stuff like that. So them being the host makes a whole hell of a lot of sense, especially in a city like Atlanta, and we've seen who showed up to Bad Blood. Once again, this is a B-level pay-per-view with high level Atlanta celebrities in attendance for the show.
Yeah, I'm guessing you'll know who those celebrities are. So I know and we'll get into this later. But the Hall of Famers in the crowd: Scott Steiner, X-Pac, DDP, Jacqueline, Goldberg, Booker T. You had I think you know Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson. So I think that was cool. You had like the Hall of Famers. So I think that helped build the event. But we started the in-ring proceedings with Hell in a Cell, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. What a match. I think did he go 45 minutes? This is what Hell in a Cell is all about. Did he clearly the end of the rivalry? Punk can still put on a match like that. Drew really got cut open the hard way when he got hit with the toolbox. Great storytelling with where we thought it was thumbtacks, but it was the bits of the bracelets. Yeah, it should have been. We all know why it wasn't the main event, but it should have been the main event. Really good match, really good opener. Probably one of the best Hell in a Cell matches I've seen in recent memory. I don't think I've seen in the last, I would say, 10 years. I don't think I've seen a match this inside Hell in a Cell this good. Caleb, your thoughts?
It was an absolutely phenomenal match. Great storytelling, like you said. They did the right amount of blood, especially when it was called for. The toolbox part, man, that was stiff. Afterwards, they said what he had to get like 20 some stitches. Drew did, which is absolutely insane. I bet you that did not feel good one bit. The wrench spot was a little extreme, but understandable. I mean, there's a toolbox under the ring, and it makes sense. There would be a toolbox under the ring in a wrestling show. Couple table spots here and there. My favorite, like you said, was the whole wristband spot, the bracelet spot. I thought it was thumbtacks too. I was like, oh shit, they're bringing out thumbtacks. Here we go, a thumbtack spot. But that was perfect storytelling. I thought it was kind of odd when he put the bracelet in his mouth, but it made sense. I hope he didn't choke on any of those pieces, by the way, because that would have been bad. But that was cool, and the white noise on the steps looked pretty brutal. That was rough. But I honestly thought, it's this Hell in a Cell much. I thought the rivalry was so big. I thought they were going to go on top of the roof of the cell, and I was kind of shocked when they didn't. But honestly, the match was so good. Looking back, they didn't need to go on top of the cell. So I mean, it made sense. And CM Punk came out looking strong, and so did Drew. And all in all, it was a good rivalry. And I would assume this is their last match of the rivalry. I mean, you got to end it in Hell in a Cell. Why continue it from here? I agree. It should have main evented, but I understand why Roman main evented because he hasn't wrestled since WrestleMania. But that right there stole the show, and it was my favorite match of the night.
Well, he didn't main event for who came out after the main event. We'll get onto that here soon. But also, you mentioned the white noise on the steps, the Miss Claymore on the steps. Like,
that was even
oh,
worse. Yeah.
oh, just brutal. Yeah, this is how you end their rivalry. CM Punk's playing now, as rumoured, going to go face Gunther at Survivor Series. Probably not winning the title, but yeah, really good opener. I know, Marcus, you're not CM Punk's you're not in the CM Punk fan club, but what did you think?
I didn't see it.
What? You gotta go back and watch it.
Oh, you were watching baseball, weren't you?
Exactly.
Okay, then let's roll on to the next match then, which was for the SmackDown, not SmackDown, WWE Women's Title. Nia Jax defending against Bayley. This was a good match, even though it was a rematch from SummerSlam. Even a match that people didn't really care about. It's just, it's on the show. Who cares? But they still got to put on a good performance. Tiffany trying to cash in again. Almost get. And then Nia sits up and looks at Tiffany like, "What are you doing? Why are you trying to cash in on me?" So he's building and building and building. It's coming. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of when. Very quickly, going back to Caleb's thought, yes, Drew didn't look weak either coming out of that match. Both looked strong. Punk won. Drew looked strong either. He put in a really good performance. He didn't look bad in defeat. Back to this one. Good match. Nia Jax retains. Yeah, cool. Did you watch this one, Marcus?
Nope.
No. Okay, Caleb did. What did you think, Caleb?
All I gotta say is, Marcus, you're lucky you didn't get to watch this match. I thought it was a very mediocre match. It was what it was. Nia Jax, I'm not a fan of her work. No offense to her. She's kind of slow and kind of immobile, in my opinion. I mean, she has her moments, but she's hard to watch. Bailey got a decent match out of her. Nia attempted a Hurricane Rana. She did okay. That was kind of eh. But I mean, it was all right, especially for a woman of her size to make an attempt on that move. It was okay. There was a couple botches in there, but we all kind of thought Nia was gonna retain. That Samoan drop looked pretty good off the ropes there. Um, I don't really have much more to say. The cash in by Tiffany, I almost forgot. We kind of knew there was gonna be that, and I knew she wasn't gonna uh be successful. But what caught me off guard was when I didn't like the ref bump when Nia or whoever it was that kicked Jessica, I believe her name is. The ref could have moved. She was on her hands and knees for a good 3 or 4 seconds before Nia finally fell down, and she could have moved. You could tell that was kind of the planned spot. And oh, there we go. They scored again. But
I've never seen Marcus contaminated. I never seen you live. Okay, right.
Baseball.
Wonderful. What in the word the words of my audio? Wonderful. But sorry, Caleb. You were
My bad, Caleb. I'm sorry. I had to do it silently, and then you pointed it out, and I had to do it. I'm sorry.
You're good. But basically the match was what it was. Failed cash in. I about died laughing because Nia Jax set up and rose like the Undertaker. That was something. But I'm just waiting for the cash in to happen at this point. That's what I'm excited for. Tiffany has a bright future. My prediction for the cash in is they're going to either do that on a random episode of Raw or probably a crown jewel to make the Saudi Arabia fans happy. Or Raw, SmackDown.
Yeah,
Not Raw.
you do it outside of, because it was the first time that it took outside that's happened outside of America. Yeah.
That's my thinking is they're going to do it there because it's going to be a big historical event for the Saudi Arabian people, and you're going to want to send them home happy.
Well, here we go. Let's get into that historical announcement, shall we? So out comes Triple H. Always cool to see him. Brand new championship. And I was thinking what everybody was thinking. Oh, this is a new championship for the women's division. as people have wanted, the Women's US Championship, the Women's IC Championship. No. What is it? The title looks good. But it's going to be like when Braun Strowman won. Oh, where's Caleb gone? Has he run off?
Oh,
Hopefully he's going to come back.
I think he's gonna come back.
Hopefully he comes back. He wants to be like a Mick Foley. He's going to come back as Cactus Jack.
That's what I was about to say.
So, the title looks great. Oh, here he is. Here comes Cactus Jack. So, Caleb, the thing is, when someone kind of goes out and then comes back in, we say they've been thrown out of the Rumble, they're going to come back as the three faces of Foley.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, my dad calling it kind of ruined the feed. But yeah, you're good.
So before I get to what the announcement was, it's going to be like when Braun Strowman won the Rumble, got given a tie, it was like, yay! There you go. Never to be seen again. So, and he just screams, they've got no one for Cody. As you've said many times, Marcus, no heels, but this really screams it. It's Cody versus Gunther at Crown Jewel. The winner faces it when it gets this belt that means nothing. It's Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax, same deal. So they're going to do the Raw versus SmackDown thing they used to do at Mania that back then meant nothing. So you're either burying a champion or burying a brand, and then the champion. Then usually the brand just did nothing, or the champion did nothing. It hurt the champion or brand. So rather than having Gunther versus Zayn, which you're going to just drag out till Crown Jewel, it's in 3 weeks. Let's have Gunther versus Cody to what? Give Gunther a win? So I presume Gunther's winning here. So, because Gunther came out and it said to Goldberg, you saw that I said a number of weeks ago, you're my favorite wrestler. You're not, but hopefully you're a better dad than you are a wrestler. Goldberg, T's getting in the ring. Zayn attack Gunther. So we're going to get Goldberg versus Gunther now, are we, at some point?
I hope not.
Now, this was the second ever Saudi show, and then they did the championship match. Right, Saudi's getting their own championship. This is like the 10th Saudi show.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute bad booking. Screams have got no one for Cody. Caleb, your thoughts?
Triple H came out big pop as always. I mean, how could you not get excited for Triple H? When they said historic announcement, I thought it was going to be something big. This was just, oh, we're having a new format for Crown Jewel. The title was pretty. It had, what, 30, 20 carat diamonds in there or something? It was a good looking belt or title, whatever. But I don't know, and the crowd wasn't really into it. Did you hear when Triple H mentioned Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia? The crowd kind of booed. Like that, they didn't really get into it. The crowd didn't really cheer all that big, and I mean, they don't really care because they're an American audience. Why would they care? They're not going to go all the way to Saudi Arabia, and I wasn't into it. And the whole format, I don't know how to feel in it. I kind of got me on the thought of what you said, Ricky. It reminded me of the title that Braun Strowman won at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and it meant nothing. And these titles probably aren't going to mean anything either. I mean, maybe we'll see it. Maybe it will mean something. Maybe it will be established. But I have my doubts. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. But we'll just have to see to believe, I guess.
Having Gunther win, you pause it in the ring, give it to Triple H, and that'll be it. Just, well, okay, Gunther got it. But if Cody wins, have Cody face someone. If the whole point is to give Cody or Gunther, Nia, Liv the win. Have them defend. So you're getting no world title matches on the men or women's side at Crown Jewel. I go back to what I said earlier with AEW. WWE just serve up anything, and the fans go, this is that. Well, I don't know. No one saying this is a great idea, but they're still going to watch. So why should WWE try when the fans are still going to watch? Anyway, Marcus, did you watch this segment? I know that you.
I did. I did watch this segment. Yes, you already know what it is when I start standing up and stuff.
Cooking like the Rock.
Of course. I did watch this segment, and I think this was the first segment I saw. Of course, I was hyped because I thought Triple H was going to say something about maybe a mid-card women's title or something. And he's like, we got a huge announcement at Crown Jewel. Yes, Caleb, you're correct. The crowd hated it. As soon as he said Crown Jewel, you could just hear the moans and groans.
You could hear a
Not
pin
nothing for
drop. That's
Crown
how bad it
Jewel.
was.
Yeah, we all knew it sucked. So like at Crown Jewel, we're going to the champion is going to face the other champion, and they're going to win this new title. Lifted it up, and everybody was like, whatever this is. And he tried to keep cutting the promo on it, and that's when Gunther came out. Gunther saying his piece, and it was just like to I guess to phrase Ricky, it just because why are we doing this? Similar to the Braun Strowman thing that you alluded to, Caleb. Why? Guess what? What did that do for Braun Strowman's career other than put something on his mantle? Nothing.
Not nothing.
This is going to be the same thing. It's just a piece of Saudi rubbish that WWE just wants to, try to incentivize for wrestlers to wrestle for. Because this also gives me the same vibes as the best wrestler in the world thing that Shane McMahon won during that one Saudi show. Yes, I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers, Shane. You're not the best wrestler in the world. And guess who helped them win that? Drew McIntyre. What a weird time period in WWE. That's my thoughts on that crap.
When you think best in the world, and Caleb's come back on the second screen.
Yeah, my phone, I don't know, it's acting weird.
So which are you on? You're a tag team. Tag yourself in. Oh, there we go.
He was the Basham brothers.
The who? Fashion Brothers. Yeah. Yeah, they were twins, weren't they? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there was Doug Basham, and then there was another one.
Doug and Danny Basham.
Yep.
But when you think best in the world, no.
I think Shane McMahon.
No one thinks Shane McMahon. No one. Nobody.
Nope. It's Shane McMahon. Yep. Shane O'Mac, best in the world.
I didn't notice a booing because I was more like, what's this? So I'm gonna, after I've done this and finished this, I'm gonna watch it back and yeah, I'll want to hear them booing. Going into the next match, the gun match, Finn Balor, Damian Priest, 1-on-1, toe-to-toe. Yeah, Judgment Day got involved as you would expect. I said I did a live stream and I said this as a match was going on. You've took the title away from Priest, and you notice Priest hasn't got the title because he hasn't got it, but he continued to be pushed without it. So he's like, you don't really notice he's not got the title, if that makes sense. Go back and forth. Finn Balor looked good here, south of heaven, and Priest just fell across Balor. So it's kind of Balor won, Priest won. Priest fell across Balor. Priest won. But again, like Drew in the first match, I don't think Balor looked bad in defeat. Marcus, did you watch this one?
I did. So from the segment with Triple H, I've watched every other match. So this was a really good match. Balor always puts on a pretty good performance. of course his career has gone downhill since he had to fork over the Universal Championship initially. But the dude always puts on bangers. He's always really good in the ring, and he has really great chemistry with Damian Priest. Of course, the Judgment Day got involved. I enjoyed that part as well. But of course, the right person won. It gave Damian Priest some closure. But of course, like the NWO, you're never really done with the Judgment Day.
And then for those who watched the press conference wasn't that good this time. It was fairly short, but Priest said he's probably going to go after the title again. But it won't be Crown Jewel. We know what's happening there. And it's Punk at Survivor Series. So Saturday night's main event, maybe. Anyway. Or Raw. It won't surprise me if it's Raw. Ugh. Caleb, what did you think?
Good match all around. It was a pretty back and forth fight between Finn and Damian. Like you guys said, Finn always puts on a great show. Damian's he always puts on a good one as well. I feel like Damian has improved a lot over these past few years. He really has. He's gotten a lot better. A lot of good striking in there, and Damian's really shown. I believe Michael Cole, or one of the guys there, mentioned he had like a kickboxing background or something like that, and it really shows that how good he is at portraying that in the ring, and just all around good match. Only thing that I thought was predictable was I knew Judgment Day was going to come in and try to mess things up. I was kind of shocked that Finn didn't get the win here. And
Well, someone
we done lost him again.
The Cactus Jack's gone, so he's going to come back as Dude Love when he comes back.
All right.
But we'll get his thoughts. I'm not going to wait for him. I'm just going to move on to the next match. We'll get his thoughts on that match when he comes back. So, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Dominic Mysterio in a shot. Well, not above the ring, by the ring. I did wonder how they were going to do it because of Hell in a Cell. So Caleb is back as Dude Love. So you want to finish your thoughts about the Priest Balor match?
yeah, as I was saying, people call my phone. They're gonna drive me nuts. But anyway, good match all in all. I thought Finn was gonna win. I'm shocked that he didn't. Judgment Day jumping in was very predictable, but I'm kind of shocked that Damian won here. I'm not mad that he won. I just kind of thought Finn was gonna win, and that threw me off. But all in all, a really really good match.
So I don't know if you heard my introduction to the next one. Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Women's World Championship on the line. Dominic Mysterio above, or by, I'll say above, the ring in a shark cage. I knew something was going on because Dominic was sat down through the entire match. I thought he sat on something. Why would he not stand up? He's not really scared of heights. Maybe he is, but probably not, because that was Rhea Ripley said, "Oh, you're scared of heights." So that was a good way of why he was sat down. So it all makes sense and forward thinking. So that's why he was sat down. Good, not a brutal match, but Rhea with the whatever she's calling it, I'll call it the Riptide. Is she calling it the Eradicator now? On the outside, Rhea really took it to Liv. And then Dominic falling out of the shark cage, hanging like a piñata, getting whooped with a kendo stick. And who returned? Raquel Rodriguez is back, attacking Rhea, giving Rhea the win via DQ, but Liv still champion. So there, your second person. Liv still have to find 3 more if they do a 5-on-5 War Games match. So there's your second person. I don't know who the other 3 people are, and I don't know who Rhea will team with, but there we are. Caleb, your thoughts on this one?
Good match all around. Nothing really to write home around. It wasn't a barn burner. It wasn't gonna blow the roof off the place. But for what the match was, it was good. Rhea and Liv, they always put on a good show. I love what Liv is doing in this persona. Dom in the shark cage. you mentioned why he was sitting down. I didn't put two and two together. So when he fell out of the cage head first, at first I had a mini heart attack. I was like, "Oh shoot, he's gonna break his neck." And then I saw the chain pop out, and I was like, "Okay, I see what they're doing here." And then as he was hanging upside down, the pinata spot kind of put me off guard because the ref was like, "Okay, do it. I don't care." And he was clearly, you see him bend down there communicating with Liv, saying, "Okay, here's what we're gonna do next." But the Riptide spot outside kind of taunting him was interesting. Pinata spot was honestly hilarious. I didn't mind it at all. Kind of surprised there wasn't like a DQ or anything for bringing in a weapon. I know that she didn't use it on Liv, but that's kind of weird. But I'll allow it. It was an all-around good match, funny time. What I expected though was my prediction was they were gonna have Dominic above the ring, and Dom was gonna have brass knuckles or something, and he was gonna secretly drop them down to
Yeah.
Liv, and Liv was gonna take those knucks and hit Rhea with them, do whatever she had to do to win. Um, Raquel coming out. I heard rumors of that, of her, being a heel, and I'm excited to see a heel Raquel again because she was a heel in NXT and doing that thing way back when. And I thought she was a phenomenal heel, and she was kind of lost in the shuffle, making her a smiling baby face. And it all makes sense now because her and Liv were tag team champions, and now they're friends again here, and I just can't wait to see where this goes. And as you mentioned for Survivor Series, I didn't even think about that, but that's going to be interesting to see what they do for War Games as well, because you can tell they're slowly planting seeds for that as well. But all in all, a really good match. I won't complain too much.
So I thought there are a couple of questions real quick. So you said the same thing as Liv said on the press conference. She went, "We're former friends." I was like, that's why Raquel helped. And I was like, well, she helped. I didn't get it when it first happened, and then watched the press conference. I thought, that's why.
Yeah.
So a very quick question: do you like the new ref cam that he's got on his ear that it gives you a? So do you like that or no?
I enjoy it. I haven't heard many people complain about it. I like it. It kind of gives you a bird's eye view of what's going on in the match. I liked it better when they had it when Seth was the guest referee. I thought they implemented it better there. But here it wasn't bad. I actually enjoy the point of view of a ref, and as long as they don't do it every time and they do it on occasion, it makes it feel that much more special. What did you guys think of the whole ref cam?
I love that WWE after is it 60 years now, going to 70 years, and they're not afraid to try new things. They don't need to try new things. They're always going to be number one. They're always going to make tons of money, but they're not afraid to try new things. And my second question is, who do you see joining Rhea? So if it's a 5-on-5, and who do you see joining Liv and Raquel?
Rhea, I don't know because her only friend is Damian Priest, and obviously he can't do a women's war games. I don't know for Liv and Raquel though. Who was Raquel's partners in NXT? I mean, they can have them, but I don't even remember who they were. Wasn't it like Kaylee Ray and someone else? I can't remember them. That's one of those things where I couldn't tell you who would join either side.
I think Natalia joins one side, is in Canada. But
They
other than that, no idea.
For Liv and Raquel, they could have damage control, but I don't know how much sense that would make. But I mean, that's another heel group.
Well, they're babyface now.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah. I don't know. See, there's my point. I couldn't tell you.
So, I'm gonna give my. Go ahead, Ricky.
It's going to be two teams just thrown together just to kind of a women's war games. That'll be it. It'll be Rhea, Lyra, the Casey's, and maybe Natalia. But sorry, Marcus, I cut you off there. So go on.
So I'm gonna give my thoughts on this match because I haven't gotten an opportunity to talk about this match yet. The match was good. I actually really liked the match. The ref cam is hilarious because like Rhea, while Liv was down in the ring, she was like, "I got some business to handle." He's like, "All right, yeah, go ahead." Like, mind you, this match has count outs and everything, and he just was like, "Yeah, whatever. Go ahead, handle that business. I'm cool over here." And I mean, that spot was funny as hell to me. I don't know if anybody else caught that and how funny that was, but that was funny as hell to me. Raquel coming out made sense. I noticed it made sense before the post match interviews, only because like Raquel was done wrong by Rhea. You know, Rhea. I think Rhea injured Raquel. I believe that's what happened. While she, you know, when Rhea was on her rampage of, you know, being the champion, and she's also Liv's friend, which to me expands the Judgment Day. Yay! Like the NWO, the Judgment Day gets another member. I don't care. Listen, I feel like that's what's going to happen. But I do like the fact that she came out there. It ended in a no DQ match. It protects Rhea, which was something that Ricky was really looking forward to, of how we're going to protect Rhea. That's how they protected Rhea, right there with Raquel coming out. And it looks good because it looks like, you know, once again, I feel like Raquel's about to be the newest member of the Judgment Day. And it's mostly just a revenge tour against Rhea, which, if you know, as you guys were just doing with some foresight, it leaves Rhea thinking, who's my friends? Who are my friends? Because for real, while Rhea was a part of the Judgment Day, she made no other friends, which, you know, is kind of like one of those things where it's like, uh-oh, this looks bad on her because she made zero friends because she backstabbed everybody. So now it's like she's on the search for who's going to help me kind of thing. So.
See, because Crown Jewel makes zero sense, I can see them having Nia. Neither match, neither Gunther Cody, Liv Rhea makes zero. Liv, Nia, Gunther Cody makes no sense. Other than that, you've got nobody for either, any of them. So they're going to have a 2-week heat of face for Nia, and she joins Rhea, because I can't see Nia defending the title. You're going to have the 2 War Games matches, Gunther, Punk. Another match we'll get to that was made, most probably made after War by Blood, and then he usually maybe had a 5th match, which I can't see being a women's title match. So does Nia join Rhea? Because yeah, why not?
No. Nia is a heel on heel, and the thing is, she hates Rhea because Rhea is the reason why Nia wasn't a champion before she got the champion she got now.
Then I can't see anyone else. I can't see anyone in NXT that could call up. No one on Raw that's not 50-50. No one on SmackDown. So be Rhea on her own. Rhea on her own.
It's gonna be Rhea asking for help. That's what's gonna. You're gonna see Rhea asking people, can they help her, because she's gonna be outwomaned. She might get Natalya just off the rip, and she might get the Kabuki Warriors too. But outside of them, Zelina.
50-50. The last match.
I mean, I didn't say that the babyface team is gonna be strong. I'm just saying that's who I thought of.
So let's move into our main event. There was the Bloodline, the Jacob Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu taking on your tribal chief, your head of the table, Roman Reigns, and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Cody Rhodes. Where do I begin with this? So, okay, the end. So Michael Cole said on commentary, this, not him beating Reigns, not Cody beating Reigns at Mania, not Cody winning the Rumble twice, not Cody beating Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell while he was injured, not Cody beating Brock Lesnar. This match was the biggest match of Cody Rhodes' career. We all knew why, because he was returning later on. There was just hype. But, okay. And it's not that I don't like Cody, it's the booking of Cody that I detest and don't like. The outlandish bands was again because who was coming back? Good match. Reigns looked great. Cody looked good. You had the return of Jimmy Uso. So there we go there. So it's Reigns, Jimmy, Jay, maybe Sammy, and another Bloodline member, a real life Bloodline member at Survivor Series. Jimmy Uso was a surprise. Cody and Reigns worked together. I was a little shocked. But take out who returned after the match. Was this not just really a glorified SmackDown match? If they'd hyped up the 25th anniversary of SmackDown, this could have happened on SmackDown. But I get it. Roman Reigns' first match after Mania. Reigns pins Solo. And here he and then Reigns gives the title to Cody, and here he comes. If you smell, The Rock is cooking. The Rock is back. Didn't have to say anything. He's The Rock. He could just stand there and make headlines. Cool. Always great to see The Rock. And I like that it now leaves you questions. That's what a pay-per-view or a show should do. Caleb, your thoughts on the main event and the return of The Rock?
Good match for what it was. I thought it was going to be a little better. Cody's entrance was awesome. I didn't think they were going to give him a big entrance, but with him being from Georgia, I kind of expect they actually brought out some band from some college that went viral for playing his theme song at one of the football games, as Michael Cole mentioned, and I thought that was good. Roman had a good pop. Solo and Jacob, of course they're gonna get boos. I felt like Cody kind of got overshadowed in this match, and I mean that's understandable because Roman was returning since wrestling at Mania, so of course he was gonna get the bigger pop. It was kind of upsetting because Cody is the champion, but I mean, hey, it's Roman, it happens. Um, all around good match. They had a nice table spot. Jimmy returning was kind of shocking. I kind of thought we were going to see a return. I wasn't for sure about Jimmy because Rikishi was going on all these things about, oh, let's get prayers for Jimmy. Jimmy's whatever, just pray for Jimmy. So I was sitting there thinking maybe something's wrong with Jimmy, and now he's here. So I don't know what was going on with Rikishi, but Jimmy's back. I'm excited to see where that goes. They're planting the seeds for that for Survivor Series as well. They're probably going to do an old bloodline versus new bloodline kind of deal. But all around good match. I enjoyed it. The right winners won. What made me really happy was Jacob Fatu didn't take the pin. Solo did, and I thought that was a really nice added touch that Solo got pinned instead of Jimmy, or Solo got pinned instead of Jacob, and that's always good because Jacob still needs to look strong. Even though he lost, he still looked good. But all around good match. The ending was nice with Roman handing Cody the title. There's still some tension there, and they're going to keep building that tension and building up that rivalry. But it seems like they still have a nice respect for each other. And then after the match, Cody gets jumped. Roman and Jimmy helped out there. So it seems like Roman still has a little bit of respect for Cody, which is good. But then after that, you get the big reveal of The Rock, and I didn't think he was going to come out. I kind of had a little bit of a thought that he would, but I wasn't 100% sure. But Rock comes out to kind of a big pop. It was a pop, but there was also a couple boos in there, obviously, still that I heard. Um, the return for The Rock was kind of underwhelming. I was expecting a promo, something, but he just stared, did his little eyebrow thing, stared some more, and walked off. I mean, it was all right for what it was there, but I wanted a promo or something. He kind of looked to me. It looked like he looked at Roman and said, "I'm coming for you next." But I don't know what they're gonna do there. If they're gonna do a Roman and Rock thing, or they're gonna continue Roman and Cody. But we'll just have to wait and see. But all in all, I'm really excited for the future of WWE and this whole bloodline stuff.
Rumors are, and this probably could and will happen, Rock, Cody, your first Raw 2025. And rumors are Rock wins. I think he does. I think you have Rock reigns for the title. The Rock's not looking at what's Cody doing at Mania or even looking at what the fans want. He's looking at what makes me money.
Right.
And that is a match with Reigns. How do I make this bigger and make me more money? Oh, we'll have the title. So that's all the Rock's looking at. He's motivated by money. So yeah. Marcus, your thoughts on the big main event and the big return?
So, first of all, Caleb, I agree with you about the band. So that band is the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff marching band. They play Cody in beautifully. They played him in because as soon as they start playing the song, it took me like about a couple seconds, and then I was like, "Oh, they're playing Cody in! Let's go!" I love it because remember when I mentioned the beginning of Bad Blood about the cultural relevance of being in Atlanta?
Yeah.
That's a part of it. So University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff is a historically black college and university. That's why they were there to play Cody in. They played him in beautifully. He wore the mask, which was a dope touch. Roman Reigns got played out to the orchestra as he always does, especially with big match feeling matches. Once again, they also played beautifully. They played him in beautifully. The match worked beautifully. It showed the cohesion with the new bloodline as well as the non-cohesion between Cody and Roman until later on in the match when they start really being able to work through that. One of the spots I loved was when Cody Rhodes gave Roman the salute. Like, listen, you got to hear, Chief. I'm just gonna dive on Jacob and take him out for the rest of the match. Jimmy showing up was a crazy surprise because if you remember when he screwed Jay, it was the same outfit, bandana over his face, hood on, did the same thing, super kick, got Roman together like, yo, come on, let's go. He low key saved the day. Roman got the pin on Solo. Like Caleb said, when they was jumping Cody in the ring, he was like, listen, Oos, you said you had his back. Roman like, nah, but the match over. He like, nah. Your word to him was you had his back. And I felt like even if Roman wasn't going to run down there, Jimmy was going to do it anyway. So it was like, you know what? Yeah, listen, let's go. And Roman was like, all right, whatever, yo. They went down there, handled some business. And now we get to the anticlimactic part of the fucking Rock coming out. That shit was ass. I don't care what no one said. That shit was ass. He came out with his fucking belt, just looked, raised that crappy ass eyebrow. It would have been better if he took off the glasses and rose the eyebrow. That would have given it more effect than him just keeping the glasses on and raising the eyebrows. Like, bro, we can't really see your expression. We just know the eyebrow got raised. Like, give us more than that. And like you, Caleb, I was very, very disappointed. Say something. Even counting. He could have grabbed the mic and counted 1, 2, 3 instead of. And then did the little thing, and it was like.
That was blood. That's bloodline. That's the thing they did at Mania.
He did that, and it's just like. Does it have me asking questions? Not really, due to the fact of one, so many people spoiling this shit, and two, you gotta stop. You gotta stop it. You're like a criminal. You gotta be locked up for doing that. Because like, if you want me to be surprised, don't say nothing about it. Keep it to yourself. Wait till it happens, kind of thing. But as I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, that was such a candy ass thing that The Rock just did. That was candy. That was jabroni shit. That was candy ass stuff to me. Because say something. I'd rather you say something than you went out there silently just looked. And I get it. Save it for SmackDown. Cool. But we haven't seen you in a minute. And he also went live on Instagram, so that kind of didn't help that he was there, kind of thing too. He kind of ruined it himself. Like it would have been one thing if he was sitting at home and he was, on Instagram Live and whatever, but he was there, walking towards Gorilla on Instagram Live. He killed his own thing. Like, boo! No one cares now because you did it to yourself. You went out there, did that, and it was like, it didn't give me Final Boss. It gave me Final Boss feel, but it gave me Final Boss the Jabroni edition.
So two real quick things. One, The Rock ain't thinking, oh, I've sparked my return. He's thinking, I make $2 million per post on Instagram. Money.
Exactly.
And also, about his belt, someone mentioned that on Facebook. They were saying, like, one of many wrestling Facebook pages I follow, said The Rock needs a belt because he's above everyone. Like, out he comes with his belt. Oh, I've got my belt. I'm The Rock. Arrogance just poured out of him, which that's what it should be. He's a final loss. So my rating for Bob, solid gold. Your rating, Caleb?
I'll go for a gold, not only because the Rock returned. Yeah, it was mediocre, but he's still a big star. And then there was a couple good matches. So yeah, I'll go gold as well.
And Marcus, as you are laying the SmackDown on a pan, your rating for Bad Blood?
I'm gonna give it a gold minus. I felt like the end thing with the Rock was candy ass, and for the matches I saw, they were pretty good quality.
Okay, so I'm going to play add 2 of 2. So we play this, and then we will continue here. But let's get this done first. To never miss a second, never miss an upload, never miss anything I do, and never miss when I go live doing watch parties and my brand new podcast live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. The Reigning Rock Podcast. Add me on Facebook, Ricky J. Pete. Whilst there, search on Facebook WWA World Wrestling Alliance. Follow me on X at Ricky Goldmans. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees and search Goldmans1 and head over to my YouTube channel. Search, like, and subscribe to the People's Wrestling Channel. That once again, the People's Wrestling Channel. That is right. And me, follow me, like, all of that. As you just heard, and I put up the, give me a sec, it was meant to be that one. It's not Wednesdays, obviously, it's weekend, Saturday or Sunday, and on my social on screen right now, but let's get into, we have got AEW next week and AEW pay-per-view, so I'll just give my minute thoughts on it with this. So AEW pay-per-view, so AEW pay-per-view preview next week. Wrestle Dream. It's an okay card, but very, 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 very much is just like catering to their audience. I will watch AEW pay-per-views for the rest of this year. So Wrestle Dream, Full Gear, the World's End is the last one of the year. Then I'm probably done. Any thoughts, Marcus, on the? Will you be watching Wrestle Dream next week?
Maybe through your watch along, but honestly, I see. So here's the funny thing about AEW pay-per-views: you actually got to pay for those. I'm not paying for a company I barely watch.
I don't pay for them. I watch it on that website that I send you and sent Caleb, but I do not pay for them.
websites are also bound to crash. So I might just watch
Yeah.
along.
It does crash, but I'd rather that than paying for it. Yeah, Caleb, will you be watching or no?
I will not. I didn't even know they had a pay-per-view next week. The only pay-per-view I ever watched that AEW produced was the Full Gear where MJF won the world title. Ever since then, I haven't watched any of them.
Did he beat Punk for the title then? I can't remember.
I don't remember who he fought. All I remember was he won it. That's it.
And he held it for a year, so I bury AEW a lot in here in the chat. You'll see how bury AEW every chance I get. They do they did slivers of good, but met by a world of bad.
Mm-hmm.
Just the little things they do go to very well overlooked because it's just like very, very quickly. For example, Mariah May from the UK won in London, won in Wembley, won like a massive stage for her. And what have they done? Oh, nothing. Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné. Again, won in Wembley, done nothing with her. Just there's no follow on. It's just ugh. Anyway, the final segment is so news and headlines. So we kick off with unfortunate news. Another WWE Hall of Famer has passed away. That is the baseball star. Now, Marcus will know much more about him. I only know what he did in the WWE, and that is or was Pete Rose. My only thing of him that I know that he got choked on by Kane at Mania 14. That's it, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
He also got tombstone by Kane.
Yeah, Mania 14, wasn't it?
I think so. No, there was another time during the Royal Rumble. He came in and got tombstone.
Okay, so it's sad. It's always sad to lose people, and but at the same time, I'm not losing any sleep over it. I'm not going to be up at night going, "Oh no, Pete Rose is dead." I didn't know him, so. Caleb, is Pete Rose before your time in WWE, or do you know of him outside of WWE?
He was before my time in WWE, although I do love classic wrestling, so I do remember going back and watching when Kane hit him with the tombstone, and I know he's one of the most famous baseball players in the history of baseball. But outside of the stuff he's done for WWE and then I couldn't take anything he's done outside of wrestling. But my condolences to his family and friends on his passing. I hate to hear that he passed. I just hope it was peacefully and he's made it to a better place, is all I can say.
He's now going to rest in peace. The Undertaker. Marcus, your thoughts on the passing of Pete Rose?
So, for those of y'all that indulge in sports and not just WWE, Pete Rose is a baseball legend. He's known as the hit king because he accumulated over 4,000 hits. I believe over 4,000 hits in his baseball career, which is a whole hell of a lot. He helped the Cincinnati Reds win a World Series, which is the World Championship in baseball. He also helped my Philadelphia Phillies in the 80s win a World Series championship. I've heard some not so nice things about Pete Rose and who he was as a person, but I am not one to speak ill will of the dead. So I do hope that he rests well. I hope that his family are in good spirits about his passing. The dude, I will also say he's robbed of never being a MLB Hall of Famer due to the fact that he sports bet while playing in the league, and that's a rule. That's a violation in their league. But RIP to Pete Rose.
second piece of news, and I think this came out last week, and I'm probably the only one that really cares about this. Level Up may be discontinued. I don't get why they would. So Level Up, I'm guessing, Caleb, you have no idea what that is, and that is NXT's second show on after SmackDown on the network, Peacock, whatever. And you've had people like Javon Evans, Hank, and Tank. I think Kalani Jordan started on there. I think Lola Vice had her first match on there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Jada Parker might have done. So they are breeding the future. So I don't understand why you would get rid of it. Because SmackDown's going 3 hours, guess what? Don't let SmackDown 3 hours. But any thoughts, Caleb, on Level Up being discontinued if it is?
I know of Level Up. I've never watched it. I've watched highlights. I know Lexus King's done a couple things. I'm a big Lexus King guy. I've been a fan of his since his indie and AEW days as Brian Pillman Jr. Javon Evans was on there. I'm a big fan of his. He has a really good future. He's like what, 20, 21, something like that. 20. Okay, he's my age. Wow. That's awesome. But it would be sad to see it go, but I mean if they let it go then that's whatever. But hey, that's just a rumor, so hey, we can only hold out hope that they don't get rid of it, but I've seen a couple clips. It seems like a decent little show.
Caleb is only 20. I feel old. I'm 3 years over there. 3 years away from 40.
Really?
Anyway, Marcus, any thoughts about Level Up being gone if it is?
I think the purpose of Level Up being gone is in what SmackDown turning into 3 hours is the possibility that those that are in NXT right now, because we've talked about this before, that the SmackDown roster is just too small for a 3 hour show. A lot of people from NXT right now are going to get called up, and what's going to end up happening is that those people that will be on Level Up are going to go over to NXT. And mind you, NXT also runs dark matches. So it's going to be a lot of dark matches happening during NXT, which probably also means more commercial time, especially since it's on a new network like CW. CW has to promote their shows and this and the third. So it might be more dark matches happening. I mean, it sucks that they don't get no type of TV or streaming time or some. I'll call it media time. They don't have no media time to be in front of cameras, like running cameras that's working and getting out to the broad audience. But maybe that's the reason why for Level Up going away. And plus, you don't need. I personally feel like for a development show, you don't need another show for a developmental show. Let them earn their stripes through dark matches, and then maybe.
But you're in upcoming NXT talents. A Level Up, they're in front of the TV camera, so
True. But that's what I'm saying, though, like dark matches and whatnot, and maybe WWE might be main event. They could go on main event, and there's what I mean, yeah, yes,
they are a main event mode. But again, for people who check main event results, I'm probably the minority here in the world. NXT talent is a main event.
Well, think about it. That's main event. Well, Level Up is pretty much main event, and they probably got a lower viewership than main event, though.
I don't think Level Up and main event are like high up in the ratings. Anyway, third piece of news, and I thought you would have covered this on SmackDown. A promo of a tag, what looks like a tag team, coming soon, and they were shot, and they are shots of Detroit, the Motor City. So it's the Motor City Machine Guns heading straight to the main roster. What are your thoughts on that, Marcus?
Ew.
Oh. they were good in TNA. So
yeah, but so here's my thing. I believe in transitions. I believe in good transitions. The question I have is, is the Motor City Machine Guns good enough to go right to the main roster? It's to be seen. It's to be seen, but my initial thought, of course, is ill.
See, the problem was played at Bad Blood, wasn't it? But I was going to say, it played on SmackDown. Do you have Motor City Machine Guns come in and beat the Bloodline?
See?
Probably. That's probably what's going to happen to make them look strong straight out the gate. And Alex Shelley, he was in NXT a while ago, but Chris Sabin wasn't. Caleb, your thoughts on the Motor City Machine Guns on their way to WWE?
I don't have much of a response. I'm familiar with their name. I know they were somewhat big in TNA. As for them going to WWE, I hope they can prove themselves and do really good. Maybe that'll give me a little bit of a refresher because, as I said, I'm not too familiar with them, so I can't give much of an input. But I wish them the best, and if they really do end up showing up, then we'll see what happens, and maybe they'll make a good impression. Although I am a little shocked that they are going straight to the main roster, but we'll see what happens with them. That's for sure.
And the fourth and final piece of news for me, this is huge. Elimination Chamber next March coming to the UK, either Manchester or Birmingham of England. I will probably, even though I think Elimination Chamber is way run its course, I'll go. Yeah. It'd be cool to see it. Even though it's not the same chamber, it will still be cool to see a chamber match live. Yeah. If I afford a ticket when they go on sale, I'll be going. Caleb, your thoughts on the Elimination Chamber coming to England?
That is awesome for you guys. It really is. I'd be excited for you guys, and I've always wanted to see Elimination Chamber, so I can't imagine how you guys feel. And I feel like it'll be an all around good show. I can't wait to see it. Although I assume it's going to be in an indoor stadium because I'd say it'll probably still be cold up there. But the only thing I'm worried about for the American audience is that show's probably going to come on at like what 4 or 5 a.m. something like that. I don't know how the time zones work, but I'm probably not going to watch that live because it's probably going to come on. I'm not watching that live because it's probably going to come on pretty late, and I'm probably still going to want to get me some sleep. But I'm excited to see how the show turns out, and I'm happy for you guys up there, and can't wait to see what happens.
I went to Money in the Bank. No, last year was Canada. This year was good. Last year was London. Okay, so I went last year. I think that started at 7 p.m. I don't know what time it was for you over there, but I think the ratings were good for that. But I don't know. But then you had Cena. Well, then you did have Cena, and you did have Reigns, you did have Logan and Ronda and Trish and big stars. So, Marcus, your thoughts of Elimination Chamber coming all the way across the pond?
So it's dope. So Caleb, just to give you some inference, so 5 hours. Their difference is 5 hours. So WWE knowing that it's 5 hours. So for them, it will start at 8 o'clock. But for us, it will start at 3 o'clock. Well, for me, for 3 o'clock. For you, it will be 2 o'clock because you're an hour behind me. So it'll be during the time period that you could watch it. It wouldn't be on too late for you. And you still can do whatever you want, after the show.
That's perfect.
I've been to an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view back in 2020 when the Elimination Chamber was here in Philly. And I can tell you...
Before COVID, I'm guessing.
Yeah, literally a week before COVID. It was awesome. Seeing the Chamber in person, it was amazing. I got to see that Chamber tag team match. It was amazing. I saw Shayna be dominant that day. That was amazing too. Overall, that pay-per-view was great. That was the pay-per-view. That was the pay-per-view leading up to the Undertaker and AJ having their program. So it was cool as hell when the Undertaker came out. Elimination Chamber, the structure is beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's also made with malice and it's dangerous. So I'm excited for you guys. You guys are always a hot crowd up there. with whenever WWE does come to town. I mean, that was literally y'all for Money in the Bank, and Roman called y'all stupid. That was funny as hell. But I love it. WWE being global is a dope thing, and they're going to keep it going.
I think France, that was beat. France was wild. And France has started off Orton's theme being sang every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And the insane through the AJ Cody match. It's just like the phenomenal chant, what it is in French. I think Marco's probably know more about it. He's studying French and learning French. But whatever that is in French, like phenomenal one, and just like they couldn't shut up. They were just like every 2 minutes, hey! They were wild. And that's what, and like you said, we get it. Germany, Scotland, England, France. We never get these pay-per-views. So even Canada is spoilt, and they're wild.
Mm-hmm.
So Caleb, have you got any? I know you mentioned you're on TikTok. Have you, other than that, have you got anything else to promote?
I've got TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and X. That's about it.
You have to send me your Instagram and TikTok. But in the meantime, do you want to say what they are?
My TikTok, good lord, I need to change some of these names. My TikTok is Do It for Dixieland. So that's no spaces. That's DOIT, the number 4, and then Dixieland. And then my TikTok is the same thing as my Twitter. And let's see, I'm probably not gonna give out my Facebook because that's like my personal stuff. But yeah, that's my Twitter. And my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok are all the same thing. If you want to give me a follow there, go for it. I'll also send that out to Ricky, all that stuff. If he wants to promote it, that's on him. But there you go. That's a little bit about me. But if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out onto my socials and we'll go from there.
2 things. One, I'm on TikTok, so we can follow each other. And secondly, is Dixieland Dixie Carter?
No, Dixieland is like
Right.
the southern states because my family they actually come from West Virginia, so I have a lot of southern roots.
Oh, so you're an Appalachian boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a southern guy through and through, but I was born in Indiana, but most of my family comes from West Virginia, so that's where I get it all from.
The only Dixieland I no, is Dixie. You want to talk about bad booking? Dixie Carter, throughout her tenure in TNA, she never booked anything good.
I don't know who was worse, Dixie Carter or Vince Russo. They were both pretty bad bookers, if you
In
ask me.
TNA, yeah, awful, just awful. And I think it was during the Vince. Very quickly on the Vince Russo thing. Was it in the Vince McMahon documentary? They show they showed a Viagra on a pole match. Like, what's the point of that? If you have to win, you have to take Viagra.
I totally forgot that happened. That's some wacky stuff. Like, yeah, Vince Russo was a nut.
WCW was a weird place when he took over.
He had like lots on a pole, like Coleman is glove on a pole.
Judy Bagwell on a forklift.
That was the worst.
It was always on a pole too. For some reason, he had an obsession with poles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you couldn't have her on a pole because, of course, that would have been health and safety. But if it's on a pole, it's over, according to Vince Russo. Who now, if you like, I follow. He's on a YouTube channel that I follow, and he talks like he's the greatest booker there ever was. Like, no, he wasn't. He did He did a lot of good, but he did a lot of bad as well. So
yeah, I have a game I like to play. Actually, it's called "Take a Shot" every time Vince Russo says "bro" and see how wasted you get.
Oh, you be drunk then, huh?
Yeah.
There's a YouTube channel, and I'll promote it. Both Marcus and Caleb go and follow it. Sports Keeda. I don't know if you're a fan of those.
Of
I know they
course, yeah.
report a lot of like. Well, they loved or they hated. I like them personally, and it's on the Sports Keeda channel, and there's a bro counter, and each time he says bro, it goes up one. So
Oh, yeah.
I
I
think
need to
like
check one of those.
I think he records like 50 in like a 10-minute video. So
That's 50 shots. Oh, yeah, I'd be getting blackout. I'd have to go to the hospital.
anyway, and I'll put you backstage for now. So thank you, Caleb, for joining me.
Absolutely. Good to be with you guys.
Marcus, do you want to say your catchphrase? Because what I know what it is, but
Ching ching, bling bling. It's always money over here.
and if where are we? Oh, somewhere. Give me a second. If wrestling is the game, excellence is the name, and excellence is Ricky Gold. Man, remember as always to acknowledge and electrify.